Breaking news, this just in. The USA women's basketball team is the best team on the planet. Relative to competition, this team is the best team on a hardwood basketball surface. They just are, fellas. They've won 56 straight Olympic games. 56. They blew, listen, they blew the backs off of Japan last night. 102-76. Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart went absolutely postal. They're unstoppable. It's the best duo on the planet right there. And then you factor in the other all-stars, you factor in the vets, you factor in the young guns. It's nothing that the world can do with them. Best team on the planet. You guys have somebody else in mind?
No. Who could it be?
Can we give Team WNBA a little bit of credit for beating them? Just once.
Just a little bit, Pen. I'm just saying. Just a little bit.
Maybe they're the second best team on the planet, Team WNBA.
Sure. I mean, so did anyone not play for Team USA last night? Anyone get 0 minutes?
Oh, this is nasty.
I'm just asking. Maybe we need to make a problem out of that, something that doesn't exist. Maybe we just need to find an issue with a team that's clearly going to win gold. Just find a problem to complain about.
Crazy thing is, Mars, everybody played. The least amount of minutes was 6 minutes. You know what's even funnier, Mars? The women's team and the men's team both won by 26. They went 12 deep. They didn't find they didn't have an issue going 12 deep.
I think I've seen, and this might be fake, but I think I've seen on Twitter that the USA-Japan women's basketball game had the lowest attendance of any basketball game in the Olympics.
That's a fact, Moss.
So, if we're just going to try and make a problem out of nothing, if they're the best team, why no one trying to watch them play?
Why nobody?
Like, really, that means they should have just had Caitlin Clark, right? Because if they were going to win anyway, they should have just brought Caitlin Clark. So, even if they are the best team, no one's trying to watch them. So, if we're going to make a problem out of nothing like we did yesterday, let's bring Caitlin Clark on the team, man.
And on top of that, I mean, that Japanese team, if I'm being honest with you, they look like a bunch of high school girls. They did. I'll be lying to you if I said that they actually look like pros. They didn't. They look like a bunch of high school girls compared to Team USA. They were small. They just didn't look like they could compete. Asia Wilson got whatever she wanted. So, and to Penn's point, Ron, that's talent that they saw in the All-Star game against the WNBA. They're not going to see anything like that in the Olympics. Nothing. So, because they got beat by the WNBA All-Stars, are they the best team on the planet or are they the second best team on the planet? Well, they obviously ain't the best because they lost. So, we get to the Olympics, I think that leaves them as the second best.
They made 4 threes.
Yeah.
And won by 26.
Yes.
Mars, you should have seen that Japanese team. They look like a bunch of high school kids.
Japan made 15 and lost by 26.
No big girls, nothing in the post. Asia Wilson dominated down there. Stewie got whatever she wanted. Just in transition alone, Mars. I ain't even talking about in the half court. Just in transition, running the floor. They got whatever they wanted. That Japanese team was 100% overwhelmed yesterday.
Yo, chill. So Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson, they shot 31 shots and made 21 of those shots.
Short chuckers.
Get off the pill, yo.
Get
off the pill.
Not really. Like, what?
No, I'm trolling. To be honest with you, Ron, the shots that they shot, they were good shots. Asia got a lot of her stuff off the glass. Stewie got a lot of her stuff in transition, just running the floor, and not just running the floor, also in the secondary break where they would get a delay and Stewie, you catch Stewie cutting to the basket on a delay and she'd be wide open, and these women would have their heads turned and Kelsey would just hit her. So that crew was clearly overwhelmed, that Japanese team. And I mean, I don't know if I'm looking at the other teams in the tournament, like Australia, Brazil. I mean, I don't really know who has a shot against them. I don't.
Now, nobody
No.
has a shot, but I think we need to ask ourselves, could you make this team better? Like right now, if you really wanted to, could you cut 3 players, add 3 players, and make this team better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could take Diana Taurasi off the crew and put Caitlin Clark on the crew. You could take
You would pick Caitlin Clark over Nneka Ogwumike?
or Nneka. You could take Diana Taurasi and replace her with Nneka. I think Nneka made the All-Star team this year for the 9th time in like
She's a former MVP.
Yeah, in 12 years, 100% she should be on the Olympic team. Why is she not on the Olympic team? Is now we got to remember when they picked these teams too. Like, it wasn't like they just picked this team like a month or two ago. But I understand that Diana Taurasi is on the crew for legacy. That's what she's 42 years old.
She starts too.
Right.
Yeah,
She
but
played
that's
15 minutes
history.
yesterday.
That's history.
It's not like she wasn't getting buckets. She was getting buckets.
Yeah, a chance for 6 gold medals. I mean, in a team, like I said, a team that's gonna win.
Yeah.
If there's a chance for history, maybe make some history.
Mm-hmm.
Same reason why I said if I'm Team USA, everyone complain, oh, who's gonna replace Kawhi? It should have been Jaylen Brown. I would have put Cooper Flag on the team. Like, why not? Like, you're gonna win anyway. Who cares?
Right.
And you need someone who's not gonna play. Right now for Team USA, it's Halliburton and Tatum, but it could have been Halliburton and Cooper Flag. Like,
right.
I don't think Team USA men's team's gap is as large as Team USA women's team's
oh, it's
gap.
definitely not. It's definitely not. But they're gonna win gold. They're gonna win gold. With or without Derrick White's contributions, they're gonna win gold. And that's not to minimize Derrick White. But if there's a chance to make history for a team that's obviously gonna win gold, I would do it. Why not?
You think there's no chance they don't win gold?
I mean, it's a single game elimination. There's a chance the right team can get hot from 3 on a good night, and
that's exactly it.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's possible, but once again, not to come at Derrick White, I don't think Derrick White's presence is going to determine whether or not that game happens. And that's not saying he hasn't been good for them. He's been very good. I think I've actually really liked how he's played. But if they're not going to win gold, I don't think it's going to be on the strength or the lack of Derrick White's presence. So I'd still bring Cooper Flag just for the historical ramifications of a 17-year-old winning his first Olympic gold. He could do a Diana Taurasi.
Mars, it's more so to me. All of that's irrelevant. It's dope. It's a good feat, and that's even assuming that Cooper Flag matures and grows along the path that we expect him to go. We've seen numerous people not do it, but Cooper Flag, he's a hell of a prospect. But the reason why I want Cooper is actually for what I just said. So we can direct his growth at 17 years old. You put him in a room with LeBron. You put him in a room with KD. You put him in a room with guys like Bam and AD, who he can learn from young. You put him around all of these legends where we can groom him and get him to the point where in the next Olympics, maybe you are getting spot minutes. The next Olympics, you're starting. The next Olympics, you're the best player in the Olympics. You know, so now we're bringing him along slowly, and we have him in that room where they can nurture him and grow him. That, to me, that's the biggest thing. Kind of what you've been saying, Chill. Instead of throwing guys together, now you have guys that are, you know, coming along the rankings, and it's like an AAU program or high school where we're in, for a freshman, you were very good on JV. We're gonna bring you up for the playoffs. You're not gonna play, but
just to be there.
You here now. The next year you a pivotal piece coming off the bench. Junior year, you one of the best players in the state.
Yeah. So you depending on what you look like in your sophomore year, you might be starting.
You could be.
You might be starting on the crew, but I mean, to Cooper Flag's point, and I had to retract my statement about throwing these crews together. At least Team USA has a foundation, and they've had that. And I'm on record saying it, Ron. I mean, James has been playing in Olympics since 2004. This is the 4th time he's played in Olympics in the last 6 Olympics. He didn't play in 16. He didn't play in 20. Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, Drew Holiday were all in the Olympic team in 21. They're on the Olympic team this year too. Kevin Durant's been on the Olympic team since 2012, right? So these guys, like me saying that them throwing these crews together, well, I had to retract that off the strength that I'm thinking about these teams in Europe that they've been playing since they were kids, not realizing that Team USA, they've had a core of guys. As long as they can keep that core of guys, plus bring back tryouts. I'm in fan of bringing back tryouts. I'm not a fan of the idea of just okay, you. No, let's get 25. Let's get 30 guys in here. And if you already got 5 spots, which I think that in 2028, I feel like the foundation of Team USA, Halliburton, Jaylen Brown should be on the crew, Jason Tatum, Bam, Anthony Edwards. I think that's the 5 moving forward in terms of a foundation. Now you bring in 25, 30 guys, and you get to compete for 7 spots. And now we can get guys who fit, and we can continue to build. I feel like we can continue to build a program as opposed to what was going on. Now, again, I've seen all of these guys on the crew in the past. I just think that what they was doing in Europe, they just started a little bit earlier. So I was wrong in that aspect. They just started a little bit early. We do have a foundation, and we're not throwing crews together. They just started a little bit earlier in Europe.
Yo, what's good?
Chill, what's up, man? I had some crazy technical difficulties this morning, y'all.
Oh yeah, I know it happens. It happens to
You
the worst of us.
You hear?
But
Ox forgot his sneakers. That's all. Ox forgot his sneakers in the car.
I want to. Oh yeah, chill. He didn't have him in the car. He had to go back home.
He had to go back home and get his kicks. Ox is killing us.
Wait, can I? I'll go ahead, Ron.
I want to get back to the WNBA though, and I want to ask you. Well, the women's side of the Olympics. I want to ask you. Were you able to catch?
Well, I mean, we got the best basketball player in the world on the best team in the world. I mean, y'all see Asia. Y'all know what time it is. Nafisa? What you talking about?
Come on, bro.
Is Nafisa better than Stewie?
Come on.
I don't think so. I don't think so, but Ron does. But I watched that. But I mean, Japan. There's nothing to be shocked about by the women's side except for they didn't win by more. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. There's no team. You can't put together a team outside of America to beat Team USA. It's not going to happen. This is by far the best basketball team in the world. I'll check that out. I saw France put the beats on Canada too. I don't know if y'all checked that out.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. Couple.
I'm talking about the women's side too, though. Just,
yeah,
the women's. The France. Okay. They beat the dog out of Canada last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, what you're saying now?
With this game, we've kind of alluded to it, but we used our size to essentially dominate. We scored 64 points in the paint, and Japan's tallest player was only 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
And the U.S.
small.
has
they're
6 players
small.
that are that size or taller.
They got the one girl on their point guard. I can't remember her name. She was, but I've seen like little highlights of her before. I don't really know much about her besides just like I've seen her just videos and clips on her in the past, and she was trying to chuck and keep them alive, but there's no hope. There was no hope at all. It's
talking about Yamamoto.
Yeah, I believe so. She plays for the Toyota team in Japan, I think.
Yeah, she scored 17, went 5 of 11 from 3, 6 for 16 from the field, 5 assists. Yeah. So she had a solid game. She did what she could.
It's Team USA. Good work.
It should be like 5 for 9 because like those last 2, they were just really desperation. Her just chucking shots up there, but you got to count them. So,
fellas, I do want to play this clip right now of something that happened before the game. You guys might have seen it on social media. Let me pull it up. Here we go. It was a certain fan that was in the crowd, and he had something sarcastic kind of on a sign.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Let me see. Let me bring this a little closer so y'all can see. All right, here we go. He showed off a sign. So you see the players are warming up. Now watch Asia. She's gonna see a sign in the crowd. Pointing to it. This is what his sign said. You need Caitlin Clark to beat us.
No,
see they're pointing at it.
Bro, how'd they see that? That's the smallest sign in the world.
Right.
You know how that goes.
They just paper.
Right. He could have done better than that. He probably snuck it in or something. One of those situations. It should have been bigger than that, personally. I mean, we know that they don't need Caitlin Clark to beat anybody, but still feel like Caitlin should be there, y'all. I mean,
Penn just brought up a really interesting point, Ox. If we took 3 girls, right? We took 3 of these women off the crew and replaced them with 3. Could we replace them with 3 better women? Who are the 3 girls that we taking off this crew and replacing them with 3 better women?
I think we start with Diana, just based on age. She's not who she once was.
Okay. So who are we replacing her with?
You can start her. You can replace her with Arike.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a foregone conclusion.
Aneka, maybe.
Aneka would replace who though? Aneka could probably replace Jackie. She could maybe replace Jackie. I'm not going. I love Nneka, but I don't think she's not better than any of the bigs anymore. Like Nneka's not better than Alyssa. She's not better than Stewie. She's not better than Nafisa. She's not better than Brittany. She's not better than Brittany.
The size,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
that's like Joel being on this team. It's like even if you're not playing well, you're the biggest body. More than likely, it's going to be on the court.
And I'm a huge Nneka Women's fan. I always have been, but she's not better than those players anymore. So I really think they did a good job of bringing some of the better players. I mean, Angel's not better than any of them either. I think the only people that you could look to replace would be Diana, Jackie, and Kelsey maybe, and and that's hard. And that's hard. And then even like at the bigs, it's like who else? What other bigs do you got? Like because Jonquel's not American.
Where's she from, by the way?
She's from the Bahamas, I think, or Jamaica or something. Okay, I think it might be Jamaica. And then like Tierra McCowan, who would be another big body at 6'7". She's not better than any of the bigs, so I don't see. I think this is pretty much all the best you could do.
Even with Nneka playing at an all-star level, Ox, even with her playing at a potential all WNBA level, she still ain't better than any of the front court girls we got.
I don't think
today.
So. I don't think so. She like that's what I'm saying. If she would play somebody, it would be one of the guards, and I think that it would have to be like Kelsey or Sabrina or something. And they're balling. Like Sabrina's balling. So I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job constructing this team. I'm just saying from a media business standpoint, which is what I feel like the WNBA has been doing for the past few months. It doesn't make sense to me to not have Caitlin out there, and that's the only reason. As far as on the court stuff goes, I'm fine with this team. I mean, like I said already, it's the best team. It's the best team. This is the best team assembled in the world right there.
Better than Team US. Better than Team USA.
The difference between the women's Team USA and the world is so much bigger than on the men's side. Like the men's side is actually in danger of maybe dropping a game or so in the Olympics to, let's say, Canada. Sure. Germany or something. There's no team on the women's side that can compete.
Well, Ox, wouldn't that be because the competition level on that side isn't as good? I mean, should I be faulted for that? Because if I play for Team USA, I mean, we got a pretty damn good squad. Not only do we have a good squad, we have been, we handled Serbia. Mm-hmm. The WNBA, the women's side, as good as these women are, you don't have the competition that we have. So does that automatically make you better than us, as opposed to us actually having a competition and still beating these guys? Because I'd like to think that the best team that we're going to see is better in terms of competition than the best team that Team USA is going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's anybody's fault. But I'm just looking at it that way.
From a competition standpoint, Penn, I ain't talking about men and women. I'm just talking about from a competition standpoint. I ain't talking about, men's basketball and women's basketball. I'm just talking about competition in the gap. That's all I mean.
Right. Well, I mean, unless we think that in the next 2 Olympics, the women might, because I mean, I would assume that the women are there's been a lot of really good international women players. But I guess I could see your point there. I just think that this women's team is still just far superior. They're just far superior. It's just they're untouchable. And when you have the best basketball player in the world on your team, I don't know.
Yeah, age is not slowing down. Plus, you got the college ranks coming up. You got, as we talked about before, Juju Watkins. You got Paige Beckers coming up. Yep. You can have Flau'jae Johnson.
Madison Booker.
So you can have a lot of this is a wrap. You're talking 56?
Kiki coming.
You talking about 56-0? I think Team USA might go 100-0 before they lose a game.
Is Kiki American?
Kiki Rice.
I mean, she goes. I know she's at Stanford. No.
Oh, you talking about that Kiki? Well,
yeah,
I mean, shout out Kiki Rice too, though.
Yeah, I don't know if Kiki's American. I don't know, but still, like that's fact. Even in the comments, yeah, that's a fact. People forget about Cameron too. That's what they're torn ACL do to you. I don't mean to switch the subject, but I don't want to forget this question because when I came on Chill, you were talking about like the what you call it, the core of Team USA, the men's side to move forward.
Sure.
If you're Jaylen Brown, are you in that conversation? Like if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm like, well, I'm cool. I don't see Jaylen Brown playing for Team USA.
I think a lot happens in a couple of years. I mean, what they might be a little bit salty to it now, but I feel like in years to come, I feel like Jaylen Brown, who will be a little bit older, still be in his prime, and if he's asked to play, as opposed to in this one, he wasn't even involved in it after they won the NBA championship. If they go to him and ask him to play and be a part of the core, I think he'll do it.
Am I just sensitive or something?
I mean, it depends how much Jaylen Brown cares about representing the country. I mean,
yes, I am.
If the country doesn't seem to respect him and what he's done to warrant a place on Team USA,
right?
Maybe he doesn't feel like he wants to represent the country anymore.
One thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. Like what you do in the NBA, to me, doesn't have anything to do with your FIBA stuff, right? Like Kevin Durant's coming off a year where, you know, you could argue he didn't have the year he wanted to have with Phoenix. Phoenix didn't have a great year. Jaylen Brown's coming off a championship where he was Finals MVP. You ask me who I want on Team USA, it's not even close, right? So it doesn't matter. Like everyone's all angry. Pardon?
KD is just a better player than Jaylen Brown.
Of course, but that's my point. Just because you're on a stacked team and you happen to have the best series, I hope nobody thinks that Jaylen Brown's the best player on the Boston Celtics. He is not.
There are people who think that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that.
Yeah.
What?
But a lot of people don't like Jason Tatum.
Right, that's true.
Right.
Think that. That's true. But because I'm on the mind, I'm the type where I'm looking at it like if I'm Jaylen, you know what I'm saying? I'm figuring out a way like shit. Maybe I'll buy a house in Canada. Do like let me get my residence up there. I'll go play for them. I don't know. I'm that's how I'm looking at it. I'm thinking like that. I'm vengeful like that. Like, okay, I got something for you.
Ox, are you petty? Are you petty, Ox?
I don't think I'm petty, but I think I'm vengeful. If you know what I'm saying, I want.
They both live in the same neighborhood. They do.
But I'm a neighbor of petty though. I want to get my. I want to get my get back
in that instance though. Like Team USA is going to win gold. Respectfully, once again, Team USA is going to win gold with or without Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown being vengeful and saying, nah, they did me wrong. I'm not going to play for them. It's not hurting Team USA. They still gonna win. It's not hurting them. It's only gonna hurt him if he actually wants to play Olympic basketball. But
yeah, but you got teams out there.
I don't think
like that though.
I don't think the gap is as small as you think it is, Mars. Because you've mentioned twice now that you think Team USA just has this on lock, and I'm like, I was watching that Serbia versus USA game, and I'm like, all right, let's put Kevin Durant on Serbia for one game, just Durantovic, okay, one game. Kevin Durantovic, one game. He just comes out, you know, no one recognizes him. They're like, oh, who's this dude on
the one black Serb, yeah,
the lone black Serb, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they would give USA a real like
hell yeah with Joker.
Right, yeah, but they don't have a Durantovic. That's the problem. They have a Bogdanovic.
Hold on, but that's one player.
And a Micic.
That's one player. So hold on, I'll change the equation. Let's say Serbia and Croatia and Slovenia are still the same country because they once were.
That's what I said.
Okay,
yeah.
So now you got Luka and Jokic. I say Team USA is in trouble.
Yes. I agree.
I mean,
right?
it is
that close. It is that
close. Very high.
And hold on, and it's not like Yugoslavia was like some country of like 50 million, 80 million people. No, it's not that big. It's
Right.
not that big.
About the size of
So
Jersey.
I mean, you know, I'm not trying to act all like the world is catching up, whatever. But the world is catching up.
It is 100%. It is. And we've had this conversation before.
Yes,
Yugoslavia.
in total, yes, but just country for country, no. Like I've said, Team World versus Team USA, really tight game. If anything, Team World probably has the better high.
How is it a tight game? Joel
Because-
Embiid will actually play for Team World. He won't play for Cameroon.
Oh, he
won't play
can't.
for
He
France.
can't just do that.
No, he can't do that now. He's on Team USA. He's on Team USA. He can't just switch again. No,
Now-
I think
now-
I speak
now-
for Team
Joel.
World when I say y'all can have him. But for real, like what we're talking about, Giannis plus Luka plus Shea. Are we kidding here? Team
And
World
Jokic.
versus Team
And
USA.
Jokic.
We've had this
Whoa.
conversation. I think most of us agree with you, Ken.
Yeah, like
most of
Team
us
World.
agree.
Team World would probably beat Team USA. Now, once you get past like
Santi
seven-
Adamo.
Probably.
yeah, I mean, yeah, because once you get past like 7 or 8, Team USA, I still think has probably more depth. But I still think Team World would probably beat Team USA. The issue is it's not the world, it's individual countries. And I still don't think the individual countries are particularly close to beating Team USA. Now, do I think some countries are maybe 1 or 2 more elite players away? Yeah, but how often do elite players come around for these nations? I don't. The only team I see like in future times really getting France. France is the one team I'm like, they're producing some crazy players. If everything works out, France can beat Team USA.
It's a lot of youngsters out there, though, Mars. It's a lot of youngsters out there. Now, I'm not advocating for it. I just got my vindictive mind on for Jaylen Brown right now. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm like, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I might do a couple 23andMe's, try to find some lineage. Like, ooh, I got an uncle from over there. I got something for y'all. That's just how I feel. I know what you're saying, though, Mars. Like, yeah, they probably still don't win, but that's not the point. The point is to play them, give them 28, and maybe beat their ass just to be like, yeah, or mess around and win. I don't know. I'm just looking at it that way because if I'm Jaylen Brown, if Grant Hill calls my phone, it's an FU. That's all I got.
So maybe that, and that's the problem right there, Ox. Okay, so the fact that Grant Hill called, so maybe we'll have a go-between. We won't have Grant Hill do this. Okay, this is a deal that's got to get done by somebody else. Remember, and the reason why I bring this kind of stuff up is because deals like this can get done. We just got to get other people involved in it. Because if it's just you and me, it's FU. It is FU, right? So
but here's the thing though, Chio. They're not.
I'm calling Lou out there.
Yeah, they're not gonna try and mend this. Yeah, they're not gonna go.
KD and Brown not gonna be here in 28, right, Ron?
They're not.
Okay, but you're not calling your ex back because
he might.
You would okay. You might feel like that about your ex, but you in a room full of new chicks. It's like, yo, it's a new crop of NBA players coming in every year. Hey, the next Jaylen Brown is at
it's Cam Whitmore. The next Jaylen Brown is Cam Whitmore. We already got him. Don't worry.
And that could be the case, Mars. Jaylen Brown. Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham.
Well, Ron, that's even more to my point then. That's even more to my point then, Ron. Because now I'm just, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm just petty about it either way it goes now. Because I feel like I should have been on this team. So now it's like if you call me next year, it's FU. If you don't call me next year, it's an even bigger FU. Like call me or don't call me, we it's funky. Like we got beef for life. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm Jaylen Brown, we got beef for life, Brian. It's never good.
When you see Grant Hill.
So what if Grant Hill is
upset?
off the committee? What if Grant Hill is off the committee?
Well, somebody else should have stepped up. Steve, why you didn't push a line for me? Yo, Ty Lue, what's up? Why you didn't look out for me? You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed.
Or maybe I did, and it just wasn't my decision. How about that?
You should have did more because I should have been on this team. And so that's how I feel. I'm just really upset about this. I take basketball too serious. So it's like, yo, if I'm Jaylen, I'm gonna figure out a way to get on Canada. I'm gonna try. I'm German now.
Hey,
I'm playing for somebody and I'm kicking y'all ass.
Jaylen Brown looks like he's having more fun off Team USA than with Team USA. He looks like he's having
we don't
summer
know
of
that.
his
That's
life.
Pictures and stuff like that. We don't know that.
He looked like he's taking it. Quite the victory lap. Maybe two.
He's obviously made comments, statements. So we can't right now, Ron. What we can't do is pretend like Jaylen doesn't care because he's clear. He clearly cares.
Pretend like he does.
Well, if he didn't, would he be talking about Grant Hill? Would he be making statements to the
having a mic in his face and asking him questions about it?
Yeah, but still don't pen. I mean, first of all, he didn't say that Jaylen Brown was a conspiracy theorist. And we went over this already. He said he likes conspiracy theories. He never say that Jaylen Brown is a conspiracy theorist. He never said that. Never said that. And what we also can't act like is we can't act like these dudes don't care. Jaylen Brown probably is living his best life right now. In the summer, working out. I'm just coming off and winning the world championship. But I'm sure, just as a competitor, there's a part of him that says, I should have been on the Olympic team. There's a part of him that's saying that. I should have been on the Olympic team, and outright I should have been picked. Just off the strength of what I did, I should have been on the Olympic team. Now, it might not be a big part of him, but there is a part of him. And on top of that, he's got to see it wherever he goes, because last I checked, he's a ball player. And people who know him as a ball player. And the Olympics are going on. Why aren't you on the Olympic team? What happened? And he's got to answer those questions wherever he goes. So there's a part of him that thinks that. No doubt about that.
Man,
Chat,
this is
I got a
just
question for
individual
y'all.
culture, man. We have an individual culture. We're obsessed with individuals, but this is a team sport, okay? And the team sport says Derrick White's a better fit for Team USA than Jaylen Brown. If you ran a simulation, Team USA with Jaylen Brown versus Team USA with Derrick White, I promise you it will be like 162 to 163. It's a marginal gap. But in the end, you have guys who are going to need to take the MPCDs. You're not playing 12 guys. We already see what the controversy's been so far about, Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton getting a DMPCD. You want to add Jaylen Brown to that mix as well, especially when the talent gap and actual impact gap is not that big. I think Derrick White's a better defender. Honestly, I do. I think he's a better off-ball player. I think Jaylen Brown's better with the ball. Yeah, if I'm Team Canada, I'm calling Jaylen Brown. But if I'm Team USA, I call Derrick White 10 times out of 10. There's no conspiracy. And to me, that's a little bit weird from Jaylen Brown. I don't think he's getting enough pushback for this. It's like, why are you so salty about your teammate getting an opportunity? Y'all just won a championship together. You can't be happy for Derrick White. You got to be counting yours. It's not enough that you got Eastern Conference MVP. It's not you got the biggest contract in the NBA. It's not enough you got Finals MVP. Everyone sacrificed for you to get that, because Lord knows the Celtics could have won 50 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not like Jason Tatum couldn't have gone out and shot 50 shots a game. I realized he was missing a lot of shots, and I'm not taking anything away from Jaylen Brown. But this, he's gassing himself up to think he's one of the 5-6 best players in the world, and that's why he's offended. And if he was one of the 5-6 best players in the world, he should be offended. Unfortunately, that's not the reality. He's not that good.
There's no way you can say with a straight face that Derrick White fits better with this team than Jaylen Brown.
I just said it with a straight face. With my face crooked?
Secondly, I don't care how much money I'm making. And on top of that, anybody, if you call that people sacrificing, this is the way we play basketball for the Celtics. Of course, I say that a lot too. We can all win certain ways, but I'm not going to act like Jason Tatum got out of his way so that he could win Finals MVP or Eastern Conference Finals MVP. That was just playing basketball. Jaylen Brown deserves a little more respect than what he's been given. 100%. Now there's a lot of people that could be upset for not being picked on the team. That doesn't mean they're being selfish. You know what I mean? On top of that, Derrick White was a replacement anyway. I'm sure it's not. Derrick White doesn't feel disrespected. Why would Derrick White knows Jaylen's better than him? So why would he? It's not like he's like, oh, fuck Derrick White. He shouldn't. He's just simply saying, oh, I should have been picked on this team. Even before Derrick White was a replacement, I should have been picked on this team.
Yes, if it's a one-on-one tournament, you should be picked on this team. But as a team dynamic, we understand that there are certain guys who are going to fit in better into a situation where LeBron James is going to have the ball. And there are certain guys who are going to be a little less useful off the ball. I'm sorry. I think Derrick White is being criminally underrated here. He is one of the 50 best players in the NBA. In my opinion, he's one of the 50 best players in the NBA. And yeah, you could say Jaylen Brown's a better player than Derrick White individually. But it's not that big a gap. We're not talking about the 7th best player and the 50th best player. It's not that big a gap. Just because one guy won Finals MVP and the other guy didn't, that's their role. That's their role. It's
not about the Finals MVP. There is a big gap between Jaylen Brown and Derrick White. A big gap. I'm talking about a gap you can't miss. You can't trip over this gap. You can see it from a mile away. There's a huge gap between Derrick White and Jaylen Brown.
How much better?
It's their player style.
That's what I was about to ask. So Jaylen Brown as the player, because that's essentially what we're talking about. Jaylen Brown and Derrick White. How much better is Jaylen Brown at his job than Derrick White is at his job, in your estimation?
At their specific roles,
Yeah.
now that gap is a little closer. Derrick White is great at his role. Derrick White does amazing at his role. So does Jaylen Brown. He does. But just because somebody plays one role on a team doesn't mean they can't play another role on another team. We've seen that, right? That's what we were talking about yesterday. Sacrificing because you can't play 12 guys, right? I don't understand that. But Jaylen Brown could for sure play off of LeBron James. Jaylen Brown doesn't have to play the same way. That's the beauty of basketball. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to play the same with every team. And to act like Jaylen Brown isn't versatile in that aspect, I think it's crazy. I think it's wild to think that he can't fill in a different role. My point is this: for us to even pretend like it's close between Jaylen Brown and Derrick White is extremely naive. Extremely naive.
I don't think that they're
Fellas,
close.
let me step in right quick. I want to encourage everybody to like the video. I got a poll running right now, and you guys are saying that Jaylen Brown is a better fit for Team USA. 57% of y'all, to be exact, think that he's better than Derrick White. But also want to shout out to everybody that's in the comment section. Want to shout out to all of our members, our Hall of Famers, to be exact. Y'all know the names. But in case y'all don't, I'm going to run it down again. Kendall Daniels, the GOAT himself, Dorian Clayton, Cobra son of Raditz, and also the newest Hall of Famer, Multi Kenny. Big shout out to Multi Kenny. Big shout out to all of those guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Chill, as you were saying.
I forgot what I was saying, but to Ox's point, when you're talking about player for player, I don't think Jaylen Brown and Derrick White, player to player, I think Jaylen Brown is a better player than Derrick White. But I think that for what Derrick White does, not just specifically for the Boston Celtics, when you put him on a crew where what he does is necessary, it's not many crews on it. It's not many crews in the league where if you put Derrick White on that crew, like if you put him in Philly, if you put him in Milwaukee, how much better they would make him. Jaylen Brown, we would have to navigate with him if you put him on Milwaukee, because now I got to play off Damian Lillard. Now I got to protect Damian Lillard a little bit more. If you put him in that kind of space, I think it's a little bit different than him. A little bit different for him.
I disagree. I think, and that's my point. Like, somebody said in the chat, you need elite role players to fill the team. Yeah, I think Jaylen Brown will be an elite role player on this team with Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. I think I don't see how just because somebody plays a star role on this team, they can't be a role player on that team. That's what happens when you put somebody around players that are better than them. You know what I mean? Like, and So when you say if you put Jaylen Brown on Milwaukee,
sure,
or Derrick White on Milwaukee, I believe that the team with Jaylen Brown is the far superior team.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No,
well,
it's not.
Number one.
All right. I guess we're doing this today.
The reason why I want you to stay there, Penn, is because I'm thinking about where Ox is going with this. He's just going from a player standpoint. Ox, I don't think you give enough credit to the transition of becoming. They're all role players. I've already said that. Every last one of these dudes is role players. But when you make the transition from being this kind of role player to this kind of role player, it's not nearly the same as what Derrick White is doing, who I'm just segueing into my role anyway. I don't have to make a transition. I'm doing this anyway.
What are these guys? Let's keep on Milwaukee. What do these guys need to do in Milwaukee? What do they need to do?
Bro,
what does Milwaukee
need
need
to compensate for the biggest cone defender in the NBA? That's Damian Lillard.
Okay, and Jaylen Brown can't do that. Gotcha.
Derrick White is a much better defender than Jaylen Brown. I don't think you see that. But look, man, we're okay.
I don't.
NBA GMs.
You're right. I don't see that.
NBA GMs do not think the way your chat thinks and do not think the way the fans think. Okay, that's why OG Anunoby. If the chat could pay OG Anunoby homeless right now. Okay, but NBA GMs are not stupid. They see $212 million because they understand what 3-and-D means. 3-and-D means portability. 3-and-D means elevation of other players. I need space. And for me to have space, I don't even have to have this frigging conversation about PJ Washington all over again before I lose my damn mind. We need players who can do things without the basketball. And it's not something you can just say, oh, well, you're a star, but no, now be a role player. It doesn't work that way. These are actual elite skill sets. Jaylen Brown will never guard the rim as well as Derrick White, ever. You can roll your eyes. It's not going to happen. You can roll your eyes 50 times. It's never going to happen. Okay? He's not a better defender. He's not a better passer. He's not a better shooter. What is he? He's a better scorer. Congratulations. I don't need that. I got Kevin Durant. I got LeBron James. I got Joel Embiid. How many mouths am I going to feed with Jaylen Brown? And now, next thing I know, I got to deal with him rolling his eyes and being all salty like you and trying to get Canadian citizenship because he got a DMPCD. I'll take Derrick White. Thank you very much. I think you have to factor in who your star is and then build around that. I hate the way fans think. They're like, oh, this guy's too good to be left off. It's like, it doesn't matter how good he is to be left off. It matters who your best player is. Jaylen Brown going to come in and be one of the 5 best players on Team USA? No. Is he going to be a go-to option? No. He's going to be a 4th option. So you got to think about that. Who's the best 4th option? Who's a better 4th option? Derrick White or Jalen Rose?
The better 4th option. The better 4th option is the better player that can fit into that role. You're watching what Jaylen Brown does with you. You're watching what Jaylen Brown does with Boston, and you're assuming that he can't do what Derrick White does somewhere else. He's not that player with them because they got that. You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me that Jaylen Brown can't do. You can roll your eyes. You're still wrong. You can't tell me that a player as good as this can't lessen what they do. What you and Chill are trying to sell me is that the guys that are here can't do a little less and be here. And that's crazy.
It's not less.
That's not what I'm
That's different.
It's
okay,
way different.
He got all that in his bag.
So you say,
hold on. Wait, Ox. Go ahead, Mars.
Are you saying Jaylen Brown could beat Derrick White better than Derrick White could beat Derrick White? Is that what you're saying?
There we go. That's the question.
Yes, 100%.
What?
No.
100%.
Cool. I feel like we're going in circles, but if Ox believes that Jaylen Brown is a better Derrick White than Derrick White, then
that's crazy.
You guys are just going to fundamentally disagree. There's not going to be a common ground.
This is that PJ Washington bullshit all over again.
And I was right about PJ Washington too.
You were damn wrong.
What he did in the NBA Finals, what he did in the NBA Finals when Jaylen Brown was not shooting the ball, I think it was Game 5. He had a horrible shooting night that night. But the fact that he decided, all right, don't take me out when Luka's on the floor. I'm going to specifically deal with Luka, and I'm going to specifically deal with Luka alone. Okay, I can get with that. That's for one series. But Jaylen Brown is a star player who is a bucket getter. And him having to make the transition of doing that on a night-to-night basis to go from what he's doing now to now being that every night, which is what Derrick White's job is, and he actually embraces that, is totally different. And I don't think that he'll be better than him at that because I already do this anyway. You got to transition.
Either way, Chill. Either way. Mm-hmm. Like he's so much better than Derrick White that even if I don't do exactly the same thing that Derrick White's doing, him as my role player is just far more valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, especially if I don't have to have the ball in my hands every time. Penn thinks he's not, but he's just as good of a defender. He's bigger. You know what I'm saying? So he's way better in transition. So it's just like, if you ask me, I might not tell Jaylen Brown to do exactly like what Derrick White's doing. I think maybe Derrick White's a better catch and shoot guy, barely. Maybe that's it. I'll give him that.
Barely?
Okay, whatever. He might be a better catch and shoot guy.
He's a better passer.
That's where the love stops. That's where the love stops. That's where the love stops. Okay, you lied about the defense part.
I'm not lying about the defense.
But look, so what my point is this, though, Chill, Pin. This is my point. Even if he doesn't do exactly what the same way Derrick White does it, he's still more valuable at my 4th option than Derrick White is.
Is he willing to be a 4th option? Does he see himself being a 4th option?
Look, now you're trying to talk about the whole psychological part of it. I'm assuming that yes, if he's in that position where he's playing with better players, he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a role player. Y'all act like Jaylen Brown has been y'all act like Jaylen Brown has ever been an issue with that. If you look up before this season, that's what he was. He was playing second fiddle to Jason Tatum. Before that, he was playing. He's been doing that. So for y'all to act like he's just never been a role player, I think it's just, y'all see now y'all are trying to take it into the mindset of him because the basketball part y'all can't. You can't
That's
whoop
not
me
true.
on the basketball part. So now you want to take it to the mindset. Y'all know without a doubt. Penn even said it a minute ago. I say it almost every day. You don't have to play the same way that you played last year to win basketball games. You can play different styles. That means I got an elite basketball player over here. That's my fourth option. You're gonna tell me that that's worse than having Derrick White? I call bullshit. I think y'all are talking this to talk, and I think you're just trying to figure out a way to put Derrick White in the same conversation with Jaylen Brown when there is no way to do that. There's no way to do that.
I do want to step
I'm
in.
talking about Derrick White can't tie Jaylen Brown's practice kit, y'all. Let's stop acting like this is even a close thing.
I personally do think that you guys are overcomplicating this. Chill and Penn. I think Jaylen Brown next to that set of guys plays phenomenal defense. How Ox said, I think he gets out in transition. I think he's Jaylen Brown is money when it comes to swinging the ball around and catching, ripping through and getting to the rim. That would be perfect with this team. Playmaking, I think he's underrated as a playmaker. I think he's underrated as a catch and shoot guy too. I think Jaylen Brown will fit perfectly on this team. And on top of that, I don't think it's crazy to say that he can be a better Derrick White on this team. I really don't.
Absolutely insane.
Mars,
Who do you think Derrick White is?
That's almost as crazy as saying Russell Westbrook can be a better Bruce Brown than Bruce Brown. Like it's right there.
I don't really have a horse in this race. I clearly see both sides of the equation. I just want to. Do we understand the concept of a better player doesn't mean better role player? Like for example,
Clearly
I'm not saying I want to ask Ron and Ox, I guess. Do we not understand? Do we agree that a guy like Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, a prime James Harden, Luka Doncic, for example, they would be less valuable in Derrick White's role than Derrick White, even though they are fast.
And why is that? And why is
what players did you say?
I said Russell Westbrook, prime James Harden, prime Luka Doncic. Would be worse.
All three of those guys are better than Jaylen Brown.
Derrick White.
Well, because James Harden doesn't play defense. But I'm gonna say this, and this is my point. This is my point, Morris. Mm-hmm. You miss me with the James Harden a whole lot because that's what I'm saying. Like you're not going to be the defender that Derrick White is, but we got Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. If you put James Harden in that role, that Boston Celtics team might lose 5 games last season. Y'all stop with that shit.
This is why I said I don't have a horse in this race. My point is kind of separate from what Penn and Chill are saying. I'm not saying the team would get worse with James Harden, but if the point Penn and Chill are making is Derrick White is being asked to play that role to complement the superstars already in place, which I think is a valid perspective to come from. They got KD, they got LeBron, Steph, and Embiid. So Derrick White, they picked him because the role they envisioned for that player was someone who could shoot the ball at a high clip, who could play versatile defense, who could pass the ball, make those connective reads. That's what they needed in a player. So even though James Harden and Russell Westbrook and Luka Doncic are better players than him, they don't do the things that Derrick White does better than Derrick White does them. So even though they are better players, and if you ask them to play differently, but just replace Derrick White, they could provide more value. But if you ask them to play like Derrick White, they would inherently be worse.
Well, that's cool. But that's cool. But that's just not basketball, Morris. That's just not basketball. That's not logical basketball. If you put 2018 prime James Harden in Derrick White's shoes, I bet y'all two bet not sit here and tell me.
Okay,
oh my God,
this is what you're doing, Ox. This is exactly what you're doing.
What are y'all doing?
Right. This is exactly what you're doing. You're talking about it strictly from a basketball perspective, and you're leaving out things like you talked about the mindset. So I'm 100% confident I heard Jaylen Brown say when they got Kyrie Irving, he had a problem with that. And the reason why he had a problem with that was because that's holding him back. He felt like that. Those are his words. So now I want to move fast forward to 2024, where we're getting on the Olympic team, where I just was arguably the best player on a championship team. Not only was I the best player on the championship team, I was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I was the NBA, I was the Finals MVP. So now where I'm at was where I always wanted to be. And now you're asking me to get on this clue and reduce my role.
Chill.
I'm in the mindset already. I've I've already been here. Derrick White, on the other hand, you're not asking him to reduce his role. You're asking Derrick White to do what you always do.
Shit, do I need to go down this roster? Devin Booker's doing that.
That's not the
Anthony
point.
Edwards is doing that.
No,
you got. Why is it not the point?
Wait,
how many of those guys can you have?
Jason Tatum.
Wait, do we understand that it was?
So
do we understand it was Kawhi Leonard that got replaced? Like, do we understand was Kawhi Leonard going to play the Derrick White role for Team USA?
He could have.
Was he going to? Not could he? Was he going to?
He would have.
I don't know what he was going to do. I have no idea what he was going to do, Mars.
So if
I'm saying that's even more so
Kawhi Leonard was going to play the Derrick White.
No, Kawhi was going to essentially.
That's even more to my point, though, Mars. That's even more to my point.
I have no horse in this race.
So what did y'all think Kawhi Leonard was going to do?
Honestly,
like,
if
you know what I mean?
I think Kawhi was an injury risk. I think they knew that, right? So between Kawhi, KD, and LeBron, you got three guys who have there's some older guys. So you take your risk that one of those would be maybe injured. And that's exactly what happened. Kawhi left. Now I'm at a point now where the rest of my roster is healthy and I'm looking to plug in spot 12, right? What I think is a problem is that most of y'all, not you necessarily, but a lot of you play pickup basketball where you take turns scoring the basketball as your teammates just sit around and watch. And so you really, really like what Jaylen Brown does on the basketball court. Because ain't none of y'all ever set a screen, none of y'all cutting, none of y'all moving without the basketball, none of y'all ever set picks, none of y'all doing anything without the basketball.
What are you talking about?
Bro, the way basketball is played in the United States sometimes is infuriating because, look, this is not a pickup tournament. If it was a pickup tournament, if it was an N1 mixtape, shit, whatever. Okay, Jaylen Brown, that's it. But this is FIBA. This is FIBA,
I think we know the difference between the pickup game and USA. Thanks for that lesson, though, Pin. Like we're very well aware of that. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here while you sit here and talk about, oh, you don't know that. No, I'm very well aware of what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to teach me about basketball, Pin. Let's just keep talking. We understand what's going on.
How are we?
Nobody's underrating that, bro. Nobody's underrating that.
No, you are underrating the shit out of Derrick White, and I'm kind of getting sick of it because
that's got to be what he is. He is a lesser basketball player than Jaylen Brown, 100%.
No, because the way you're defining basketball is this
100%.
stuff is good and this stuff is not as good. And what I'm saying is this stuff is different than this other stuff. That's all it is.
100%. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm definitely saying that. He's a lesser basketball player than
he's not. Yes, OG, because defense is part of basketball. Rim defense is part of basketball.
Thanks. And Jaylen Brown plays defense. Stop trying to act like Jaylen Brown's not playing defense.
He's not as good a defender. Drew Holiday plays defense, right? Drew Holiday plays defense. He's a much better defender than a lot of other guys in this league. It's not enough for me to say Drew Holiday plays defense. All right, Anthony Edwards plays defense.
Who guards the elite players better? Who guards Luka Doncic better? Jaylen Brown or Derrick White?
That is a neither here nor there. Honestly, neither. Okay. Neither.
Okay. All right, for sure. So who does Derrick White guard better than Jaylen Brown?
Pretty much as a team defender, he is better.
He's definitely better as a team defender. He's better at switches. He's better in rotation.
You have to think of this team as a 12-man construction, which means
Ox, you looking at him. Ox, you just looking at him strictly to Penn's point. You looking at him as a basketball player, and I ain't arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I won't argue.
No, so Jaylen Brown's not a team player. He just does his own thing now.
No, I'm not saying that neither. What I am saying though is for this crew, the transition between Jaylen Brown for what he does with the Boston Celtics and what he's been doing in the NBA for as long as he's been in the league, and the transition for Derrick White is way different. And it's less difficult for Derrick White than it is for Jaylen Brown, off the strength that Derrick White just has to segue into this crew and do what he does anyway. There is no sacrifice. I'm doing this anyway. Jaylen Brown gets on his crew. There's much more sacrifice that he has to have. Minutes, not just minutes. Defense, shots, all of that stuff matters when you are sacrificing. How he's going to handle that, we don't know. But what I do know is that when he had another elite player when he was younger on the crew, he didn't appreciate it. So now I'm at a different point in my career where I'm even better, and now I got to go back to sacrificing even more.
Hold on,
I'm not sure how to
appreciate.
Kyrie Irving.
Jaylen Brown.
Neither did Al Horford. Al Horford got us out of there. And then when Kyrie left, he came back. Are we saying that Horford's a bad teammate now too?
Sure.
I'll tell you this:
No,
if
Philly just offered him a
Jaylen
bag.
Brown was on this team, Jason Tatum would have gotten minutes
That
last
$100
game.
million, he couldn't say no to that. He
I,
couldn't.
I just
think-
snuck that in there.
Yeah, there's just a clear disconnect between some people saying Derrick White's a better complementary player, and then Ox believing that the better player can be complementary. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
all
think
that's
that's
all
what
that's
it is.
really happening. Like
That's all it is.
Well,
Mhm.
fellas,
Like y'all assume that it's like once you play one way, that's the only way you can play. You can't.
No
be
one's
versatile.
saying that.
No,
Hey,
No one is
mm,
saying that.
no.
fellas,
But
right quick, y'all. We're gonna continue on this topic, but it's ironic. I had this happen organically, but I already had this in place, y'all. Clutch Points, the good guys at Clutch Points put this together for a roster that they believe can be assembled for the 2028 Olympics, which will be in LA. Players' Choice will be there covering it, speaking that into existence. But this is the roster that they put together, and ironically, Jaylen Brown is on it. And these are the other names for our audio listeners. It's Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Ja Morant, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, of course, Jason Tatum, Cooper Flagg, Bam Adebayo, and Zion Williamson.
Zion and Joel.
I have a hard time believing 34-year-old Joel will be playing in the Olympics.
Nope.
Right.
I think the
I
big
don't
kid
even know
from
if he'll be
Detroit's
walking
gonna
at
be
that
on-
point.
The big kid from Detroit's going to be on this crew.
So we
Jalen
can
Durant?
we can start by
Yes.
saying that Joel Embiid's not going to be on this team.
Yes.
I'm
Who has that?
pretty confident.
There's two players I'm pretty confident are going to be on this team: Scotty Barnes and AJ DeBonso.
Mm.
We'll put those two on this team for sure.
I'm extremely.
I don't think Zion is going to be around for this one either.
I'll be
Okay,
surprised. if
what about
Zion's
Devin
on this
Booker?
Crew too.
I think D-Book will be there.
Sure. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, what does he look
Yeah.
like on this team?
Mm-hmm.
Hell
He'll
yeah.
be
Is he
there.
the
He'll be
face
there.
of this team now?
He
No.
would be, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know. Those 4 years from now, I can't call it.
Jason Tatum will be the senior Olympian on that team, so it'll be him. I'm assuming.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
We talked about Jaylen Brown, so we've got we talked about him this year. Well, we talked about him a little bit next year, but in the next year. But do you think that Jaylen Brown's on the 2028 team?
No.
I do.
Yeah, for Canada.
I do.
All right. Ja Morant. Does Ja Morant become a first-time Olympian?
I don't know. I hope so.
I don't think so.
I doubt
Nah,
it.
4 years from now, I mean, Ja will be 20, what, 6, 27?
I think it'd be good enough for sure.
He's
Chill.
not
I just don't
23
know.
right now, man. No.
Jaws 24, 25?
No.
25, I think. Is
Is he that old?
He did 2 years at Murray State.
Sure.
He came in at 20, and he came in at 19, so he's at 25, I think. Let me
Hold
check.
on, I'm looking.
His
At it right now.
age won't be the issue.
Oh my God.
He'll still be in his prime. He's still young. He'll still be young.
Okay, he's 25 in
He'll
10
be
days.
28.
So
Okay.
I was close. I was
Right.
close.
Yeah.
So he's 28, 29.
He'll still be young. I don't think age will be
Yeah.
an issue at all.
I don't think it will be neither.
All right. Jalen Brunson. I know he is a little older. He will probably be 31.
I doubt
He's,
it.
he's
I
still in the
doubt
How
prime,
is
it.
though.
Tyrese Maxey not on this list? How is Chet Holmgren not on this list?
Chet's the one who Chet is gonna
L
be.
to clutch points.
Yeah, well,
Chet-
because Zion and Joel probably won't be here. Chet probably will. I might go as far to say will somebody be in the league that's passed Bam up for this spot too? No disrespect to Bam, I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think so.
I think
we're in prime Bam. I think we're in peak Bam years now. We're not just in prime Bam years. I think we're in peak Bam years right now. So in 4 years, we'll still be in prime Bam years. So I don't think there's anybody that's gonna surpass him in the next. I don't think so. No, I don't. I don't think Zion's gonna hold up. Joel Embiid at 34 years old. Yeah, I doubt it. Doubt it very seriously. Tyrese Halliburton, the way he playing, Halliburton is right there.
Halle gonna be there.
Yeah, he's on the crew. Mhm.
Halliburton will probably be the starting point guard at that point.
Yeah, he on the crew.
I mean, if you got Cooper and you got Chet, that's I mean, you got Paolo, you got Scotty. Like, that's a lot of guys who can play the 4-5, right? Especially in FIBA when you're not going up against you're going to go up against Nikola Jokic, but that's about it. You take one traditional big, like one really traditional big, and stack it at the end of your roster. It doesn't have to be Bam, though. So
Is Joel Embiid?
I like Bam and Chet next to each other, though. Bam
Is
and Chet,
Joker,
to me, that's awesome.
is Joker playing in the Olympics 4 years from now?
He's what, 29? So
Yeah.
33-year-old.
Yeah, he'll play. He'll
Should be.
play. He'll play until he's 37 for sure.
I assume so, yeah.
The international guys play a lot longer. 100% they do.
It depends on what country you're playing for. And
Is
like, how much
Rudy
you care.
Fernandez still playing right now?
Yeah.
Shout out Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy got to be.
is-
He's got to be close to 40, if I'm not
he's
mistaken.
30, 38, or 39.
Yeah, I know he's got to be close to 40. Still playing.
Nando
I know,
De Colo
Lord-
still playing for France.
Yeah, I was
37,
just
38.
showing the graphic. He's 37.
37. Okay,
Yeah,
so
said it was 37 when he was shooting a free throw.
okay.
I know Lauren Jackson is the oldest Olympian right now for Australia.
She's
She
still playing. Wow.
yeah, she's 43.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And Australia,
Lauren,
the women Australia. So I'm gonna get back to the Olympics. We're gonna shift gears. The
Mhm.
Australian national team, women's, lost to Nigeria last night. So shout out Nigeria. They got their first victory. Germany beat Belgium on the women's side. So shout out to Germany. And also, as Ox mentioned earlier, France put the pause on Canada. Sorry, Pen, on the women's side. So that's that. I'm gonna get back to the USA team as well, in case you're just now tapping in. The USA women's team, they beat Japan 102-76. Brianna Stewart had 22 points, 8 rebounds, a few blocks, a few assists. Asia Wilson also dominated with 24 points, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 assists. Those two combined for 21 for 31 from the field, and they went ballistic, the Twin Towers. But also, I want to shed some light on somebody who was playing conductor behind the scenes. Chelsea Gray led the game with a game-high 13 assists. Big ups to Chelsea Gray. Hey, point guard. She was, she was pulling all the strings and all of that, and she basically made the whole ship go. So shout out to them. Let's transition though a little bit, because it was some other games last night on the men's side. Penn, your boys up there in Canada, you guys had a game yesterday.
It was
How'd
this
that go?
morning.
Oh, yeah, this morning.
This morning, 7:15 in the morning. Had to get up at 7:14 and watch it. That was cool, man. Our RJ and Shay and the villain went crazy. All right. A very efficient night. They had a lot of trouble early with Josh Giddey, right? They're trying to keep him out of the paint. He's getting whatever he wants. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander picks up 2 early fouls. It's a really close game. RJ kind of kept them in it. And then they go on this run in the third. Suddenly, Dyson Daniels is doing some good stuff. They come back. And then in the fourth, it was all Canada. They won by 10. Sorry, I took Ox's Japanese thing to heart. Y'all saying I talk a lot, so I'm like, all right. I was listening to the PCL and Ox said something about Japanese when he was talking about gifted and swiper, and I've just been thinking like, don't speak Japanese, Pen. Don't speak Japanese, Pen.
Pen, don't pay attention to that. They say all type of things.
I talk a lot. I've confirmed this. I lost a poll in my own house. My dog voted against me. My girl voted against me. Everyone's like, nah, you shut the hell up, bro. So I'm like, all right.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, but some other notable scores in the game. RJ Barrett, for the second game in a row, led Canada in scoring with 24 points. Shea had 16. Dylan Brooks had 16. And Jamal Murray off the bench again. He played a little more minutes. He played 24 minutes, but he only had 5 points. But he did have five assists.
Penn, how you feel about Jamal Murray as a rotation guy? Do you think he should be starting, or are you comfortable with him being a rotation guy?
He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good at all. Like he's really struggling, and he didn't play a lot in the tune-up games and stuff. And I get it. He excused himself from Team Canada. He had to deal with some personal stuff, and then he came back, and now he's coming off the bench. And honestly, right. I get it. Again, Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, Dylan Brooks. This is not a conversation in the NBA, but when it comes down to FIBA, Team Canada asked for that 3-year commitment in 2021 from all these guys. They got it, right? And these guys have been coming up together, right? And Jamal, to his credit, he's a fantastic guy with the backup unit. He and Andrew Nembhard, that's an embarrassment of riches off the bench that most teams do not have. If you're looking at most FIBA rosters, you start going backup point guards, you're like, who that? Who the hell is that? Where does that guy play? Right? These guys are good players. but he has not been efficient. I didn't like his burst in the NBA. Like in the when I was watching Denver, I'm like, man, he's not getting elevation. So I don't know, man. But I like the way RJ's been playing. His decision making gives me a lot of heart attacks sometimes. Like, there's some lazy passes. He gets tunnel vision sometimes. But Shea got the ball in his hands. You're good.
On the Australian side, Josh Giddey, with no surprise, led them in scoring. Went 7 for 14 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3. Josh Giddey hitting that 3 in the international play. He also had 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Also, Mars, your man Landale has 16 and 12. Shout out Landale.
I'm telling you, man, the more I watch this guy, if you didn't watch the NBA and you saw him, you would think that this, like, why isn't he playing in the NBA? Why isn't he on somebody's crew and he can't get off the bench in Phoenix? It just doesn't fit. His game looks more tailored to the international game. A lot of the pick and pop stuff that he does is good. I didn't realize Landale was that good a transition player. I did not realize that he was that good a transition player, but he is. He's a lot smarter than what I thought he was, because I'm on record saying this. I think Australia runs the best action of all of these teams. I don't think there's another team that runs better action than Australia. They just don't have the personnel to execute.
He's on Phoenix?
He was on Houston last year.
He was on Houston.
Right. And it's not that he plays in the NBA, but if you never watched, you would think that, this dude would be a star in the NBA, not realizing that he does play in the NBA and his game doesn't really translate to the NBA, to the pro game as much. But he's a lot smarter than what I thought he was. When the ball is moving more, he's just much more effective, and he's a better rebounder. I just think that his game is more suited to the international game than it is in the NBA.
Fellas, it was a couple other games. It's a game that's going on right now currently. We got France is playing at the moment against Japan. We'll talk about that. Spain also played Greece. We will get into that. And then it's one more game too. We have Brazil and Germany that hasn't yet tipped off yet. So we'll get into all of those games. But in the meantime, in between time, I got some super chats, and we need to talk a little PCL right quick. Let's go ahead and start with the PCL. First off, I do want to say, if you haven't got a chance to go to playerschoicemerch.com, you need to go there, because clearly only winning matters, and the only way to give yourself the best chance in life to win is to put on one of these shirts, so people know when they see you that you only care about one thing and one thing only. That's the most important thing in life. That's winning, kids. That's winning. But speaking of winning, the PCL is tomorrow. In case you don't know what the PCL is an NBA debate league right here on Players Choice, with 16 of the toughest contestants that you'll ever see debate basketball ever in life. It's some of these guys up here, some of the guys that aren't up here, some GOATs on From the Logo, some people that do their own thing, but we've culminated all of these guys and put them in one room. Tomorrow, on Wednesdays, you can see down there on the strip right below Mars and Ox, we will have some debates starting at 7:30. This includes a tip-off between two dudes that they really packed the biggest punch in this whole PCL thing. You got Jack Cody and you got Dion from Ohio. They are going to kick this whole thing off, man. When I tell you it's going to be an all-out brawl, it's going to be an all-out brawl. So I'm going to run a poll here in a second, ask you guys who you think is going to win that matchup. But also after that, you got my man Big Ox right here below me versus Casual. That's going to be a good battle as well. And then
It ain't going to be no good battle. Bro about to get washed up.
Okay.
Packed up.
And then capping off the night, you got Elder Rufus and OG the Beast. That's who we got right now. My man Pirate's in the chat right now. You got Pirate and Mars on Sunday. I can't wait to see I can't wait to see Mars and Pirate go toe-to-toe. That should be a good one. But, fellas, you got anything to say about tomorrow's matchups?
I got Mars.
Oh, well.
I'm Sunday. That's on Sunday.
I'm Sunday. But thanks. I appreciate the confidence, man. I got pictures.
I'm interested.
You must not know who Pirate is.
I watched.
He watched the debates.
Pirate get busy.
I watched the debate.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see Ox's approach with Casual, because Casual got that. He kind of got that slow form where he'll set you up. So I'm interested to see if Ox is going to straight truck him, or will he play his game? I'm interested to see that.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's-
gotta give a
that's-
shout out to Gifted, man. Like I watched Gifted versus Swipe, but I personally I thought Gifted was great. I did not have him before. I was talking bare shit about him before. I was like, oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He did lose, but I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first debate I think is going to be exciting to say the least. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hear some of the talking points that we've heard before. I'm positive we're going to get some Bron versus Jason Tatum talk, and that's going to be very exciting. In the second debate, that's just one of those things. Chill, you know, like if I'm setting you up,
Ox, you good? Ox, you there?
Yeah. Oh, host.
Big Ox.
Now we can now we can't hear you now, Ox. Come see if we can
Can you
hear
hear me
you.
now?
Now you
Hey.
hot. Yeah, now you hot.
There you go, Ox.
Yeah,
well,
now
if I'm setting you up with my
Mhm.
jab, you got to feel the jab. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a powder jab, you can't really get set up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
So you got to pop them with the jab. You can't just tag them with the jab. You got to pop them with it. I could get with that. All right.
Yo,
Okay.
so the biggest thing about this whole PCL thing, in case you don't know, is that it's things at stake for the winner of this whole thing. First thing is it will be a big cash prize and $1,000 for the winner.
Mhm.
Next, you see this big, beautiful, shiny, glimmering belt that I have right here. The winner will get to boast this belt and wear it day to day and on their shows and kind of just brag to everybody that they hold the actual belt in the title. So it is some things at stake, along with bragging rights and, you know, a little bit of shit talking, X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. But we will see. And we also have some other surprises coming when the playoffs come around. So you guys stay tuned. Be sure to pull up tomorrow, once again, 7:30 Eastern time, right here on Player's Choice. PCL will be underway. Moving along to some of these super chats, though. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Appreciate you guys for liking the video. Appreciate all of our members and subscribers. Speaking of members, Frankie Ocean became a member today, man. Shout out, Frank. Appreciate you for coming through. Bobby 7 also became a member today. Big ups to Bobby 7. S. Bynum became a member as well. Shout out to those guys. Mad Max Talk Sport, or Mad Max Sports Talk. Y'all know the name. Y'all see the face. He's been around for 12 months. He said the world catching up to men's is a false narrative.
I disagree.
That's just not true. I disagree. That's not true.
So the world is here?
They are here.
No, they're not gonna win consistently, but they're closer than they ever have been.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, let me tell you something. I interviewed Joe Tuamu just the other day for Pensar Basketball, and he's one of the grassroots guys with Giants of Africa and the BAL and NBA Africa Academy. So right now, right, y'all ain't even seen the biggest wave that's about to come. You're just seeing European, you're seeing South American, you're seeing Argentina and all that stuff. You're seeing France, Italy, etc. Wait till Africa gets into this, man.
They actually got a league. I watched it on NBA TV a couple of times. They got a league, and it's not that bad. They got some
Right
players
now,
over there. They do.
Exactly. Right now, it's 10%. Right now, the league is 10% African. That means that either the player was born in Africa or one of their parents was born in Africa. So that includes your Victor Wembanyama, whose father is Congolese. That includes Giannis Antetokounmpo, OG Anunoby, Nigeria, right? But that also includes your African-born players like your Pascal Siakams, right? And your Joel Embiid. I think that within 20 years, that number is going to fly up to about 35%. Now you will see. Because right now, what these kids are doing, what these kids in South Sudan, what they're proving right now, what Luol Deng did with that program, and shout outs to Luol Deng, been watching him since Blair Academy when he was
with his own
15
bread
years
too,
old.
by the way. With his
own money, and what these kids have been doing for years, man. We're talking all the big markets in Africa. We're talking Nigeria. We're talking, all of them, right? Like we're talking mainly West Africa, though, mainly West Africa and South Central. Those places are such a hotbed for talent, but these kids are picking up basketball late and they don't have proper coaching. They don't have proper coaching. They don't have proper money. They don't have proper courts, and they're still making it to the NBA. Bro, this guy that I talked to, he was a teammate of Allen Iverson's. So we did a 1.5 hour interview. So he was a teammate of Allen Iverson's at Georgetown. and he was talking me through Hakeem and Dikembe. He's like, bro, those guys they couldn't even watch the games. They had to find the tapes, and then they watched the tapes. They didn't have trainers. They're watching them. They're trying to emulate the friggin' tape. And you see what a disadvantage people on that continent have been on against. And you see a guy like Joel Embiid still winning MVP. He started basketball late. Pascal started basketball late. All these guys started basketball late. So imagine when you start getting these kids in these tribes, and there are certain tribes, all of them are 7 feet. All of them, 7 feet, feet down to their, arms down to their legs. You start getting these kids into practices and with proper coaching, European coaching, North American coaching. You get these guys over when they're 8 instead of when they're 14. You see how this shit explodes, man. Because these kids are good. They're talented. They're really talented.
I mean,
true.
You see South Sudan, how quickly they rose.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, Penn. So if it's that, if that's true, then maybe it's not going to take 20 years. Maybe it might be faster than what we think. Maybe we might be seeing within the next decade, we might see an influx of Africans. And, to your point, when you're talking about, guys like Victor Wembanyama's dad, who's from the Congo, right? We may see more stuff. We may see more stuff like that faster because of the development and because how small the world is becoming. Because when you got information and when you got people able to get around, the world becomes a lot smaller. It was a lot bigger in 1987. It was a lot bigger in 1977 because we didn't have the information that we have. But today, when you have the amount of information and you have the amount of people and the amount of eyes on these kids, the world could get a lot smaller. So that progress, it could very well shoot up a lot faster.
It's also the money. It's the money that's got to go into these kids, right? A lot of these kids, they're coming up. They don't have the proper nutrition. They don't have the proper diet. So they're turning into 7-foot behemoths, but maybe they could have turned into 7'3" if they'd gotten a little bit more protein in their diet earlier, right? So I'm just saying, they're starting the BAL. They've been doing it for now 7 years, I believe. You got the NBA Africa Academy. You're getting better coaches there. But man, previously, the pipeline used to be you see a good kid in Africa who's 14, you get him over to the United States, you get him over to IMG, you get him over to Montverde, then you get him to a Division I school, whatever, right? Now they can do it there. They're going to develop. They're going to develop there as well. I think the explosion could be huge. And again, y'all really bookmark this video and come back to it in 20 years and tell me Africa is not. Africa as a continent is a very huge continent, but countries like Nigeria, countries like Cameroon, holy, the gold rush of basketball.
There's a lot.
Before you go right quick, breaking news right now. Japan is currently beating France.
No.
57-54. Rui and Yuta? Yuta only has 5.
For real?
Josh Hawkinson, a Seattle prospect who a lot of y'all might not know, but he's a Seattle guy. He got 12 points as well. And Kuwamura, I'm not sure who he is. He's 3 for 4 from 3, 5 for 8 from the field. He has 13 points as well. These guys are shooting 55% from 3 right now. Japan, that is. They are.
It's because of that white guy, Hawkinson, whatever his name is.
Yes, Josh Hawkinson. Mars, I'm telling you, Seattle produces the best basketball players in the world, but don't nobody want to.
That's why I said even Japan have a white shooter. I don't get it. This doesn't make no sense. But hey, shout out to him, man.
It's 57-57 now.
Yeah, it's 57-57. But I think Japan's at the free throw line. So yeah,
59-57.
Yeah, he's at the free throw line. So
Wemby's on triple double watch right now. He has 10 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. See how that goes for him. Evan Fournier is leading France in scoring. He has 11 points. Rudy Gobert has 4 points and 7 rebounds. And that's really about it for France right now. So we'll see if France can get their act together and if they can come back and win this, or if Japan's going to close them out.
I so overrated France. I just did. I got wrapped up in the Wemby, Rudy front line, and Evan Fournier being one of their better guards, and the international game being more suited for his game. I so overrated them.
Bro,
go get Killian Hayes. Go get Killian Hayes. Go get him.
And also, Rudy still can't catch the ball, but that's besides the point.
France is up now. I think France could be fine. I don't know. I have this streaking suspicion that they're a really good team. They just haven't really shown it yet.
Right. Their guard play just isn't very good. That's the problem. I like their wings. I like Batum. I love Wemby. I think Rudy's a very impactful defender. I like Bilal, but their guard players is not it. That's why they need Killian Hayes. Oh, some guy just made a 3 for Japan.
Yeah, I expected Nando De Colo to really take over that facilitating and point guard role. I think he might just be he might have hit that age where he's a little too old. But on top of that, because he's 38 right now, but on top of that, he's just not playing him. So I mean, obviously I expect the coach to know more than me, but I know if that was me, Nando De Colo would have the ball in his hands, just because I've seen what he's been able to do in the EuroLeague for the past 10 years.
Yeah. But to what Pim was saying though about the African players and even what Chilia said about the league, I like watching them play, just seeing different guys. But I've seen where a lot so far it's that pipeline through Australia. I mean, a lot of good African players are in Australia. Australia has they got a lot of good African players.
Population in Australia.
Sort of the Sudanese population down there. But then you got other countries like Rwanda. Rwanda's really made a comeback, revive from what they went through back in the 90s and stuff like that. Kenya has a lot of great athletes from Kenya. Down even in like South Africa, there's a lot of good players down there, a lot of just great athletes. So I definitely see. I don't even think it's going to take 20 years. You know what I mean? Like we've already, even like I said, we've already seen a lot of great African prospects in Australia alone. So it's looking very promising.
I think you just got to convert some of these soccer players into basketball players. It's a very successful formula. It has worked over and over. Steve Nash, South African born Canadian player, Pascal Siakam, Joel Embiid, like it has worked. It is a very it's a really good thing. And honestly, I also like volleyball. So if you can combine a player, if I can find a player who hasn't touched a basketball and they're 12 years old, but they play handball or volleyball plus soccer, that's
Hakeem Olajuwon.
You mean like Olajuwon? I was just about to say that.
Hakeem, but also the volleyball is Embiid. And you consider how much volleyball teaches you how to jump properly, right? And how much that ties in to tracking the basketball, hand-eye coordination, all of that stuff. Whether you're doing handball, whether you're doing tennis, whatever, something to coordinate your hand-eye coordination, and then the soccer to fix your footwork. That to me is the golden formula.
The timing with volleyball is a little different, but it definitely helps though. Definitely helps.
Super chat from Drink More Water. He said Greece really missing highly decorated player Mr. Kostas Sloukas. Since 2019, Giannis FIBA versus NBA free throw shooting is interesting. 71% versus 67%. In my opinion, the 5-second rule helps. And it's all mental for Giannis. Versus, he used to shoot around 74%.
Kostas Sloukas, the one who declined to play in the Olympics because he didn't play in the qualifying games, right? Well, shout out to him. Integrity. Nice. But
no, Kostas Sloukas has no integrity. In case you guys don't know, Kostas Sloukas is the Kevin Durant of the EuroLeague in terms of him leaving a team,
but respect the integrity
the next team. And yes, they won the championship, but it was
so. Which bomb squad was he already on? Ron?
He was on my team, Olympiacos.
So he was on Olympiacos and left Olympiacos to go to what? Barcelona.
And they went to the Final Four. And they went to the Final Four back to back. Yo, it's almost similar to it's like KD leaving OKC and going to the Golden State Warriors, but it's even worse because it's like somebody leaving the Clippers and going to the Lakers, or like leaving the Nets and going to the Knicks. But these two teams are the best teams. Like that.
I thought he played for Panther first. I thought he played for Panther first. No? Okay.
He played for Fenerbahce.
When did this happen?
Oh, right.
When did he make
last off season?
Oh, so but man, I keep seeing Olympiacos losing. I would have left too. They need to lock in and win. But hey, what do I know? I don't know. Every
but bro, after
Olympiacos nearly won. Yeah, I'll get tired of nearly winning too. Go win the thing.
We almost did it. I'm done.
Yeah, hey, almost.
Kevin Durant in EuroLeague.
I respect the integrity, but
But
shout out to
was he as good a player as KD over there? Was he getting busy like KD was getting busy over there?
I wouldn't say he's the KD over there, but he is
one of the better players. He's one of the better players in the EuroLeague.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He got Finals MVP.
Okay, so he is.
So
that
he was getting busy.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, so he is that good. I got you. Mm-hmm.
A little shout out to you, Kostas. Just a little. Moving along, though. Rich Green said, shout out to the PC conglomerate. Shout out, Chill. I'm one of Shaq's cousins, too. Need a favor from y'all. Speak on Glen Rice and give me a current player ceiling and floor for him. Good looks. Hashtag Heat Nation.
Glen Rice. Mm-hmm. Glen Rice. Think big dog, Glenn Robinson. He was an extension of Glen Rice.
I think he talk about now, though. He said a current player ceiling and a current player's floor.
A current player?
Yeah.
That
So what would Glen Rice look like at his best?
Well, he doesn't defend like Scotty Barnes, so I'm going to take him out of the equation.
He shoot better.
He does. He's definitely a better shooter than Scotty Barnes. He's a better one-on-one player than Scotty Barnes too. No, because Mikal Bridges, I think he's more Eddie Jones than.
Think if Tobias actually had game.
Tobias does have game. He just ain't. He just not that nice. Wow, that's a because Glen has such a smooth game, and
Glen was nice.
Glen just has such a smooth game in the aspect of playing in a more physical era, right? And him being able to get to spots, he wasn't like some people. I don't think I've ever heard this, and I won't even say that because he wasn't KD, but his ability to score just on anybody at any time. So if DeMar DeRozan was a little bit bigger and had a better no, DeMar DeRozan was.
I'm gonna say Chris Middleton.
That Glen Rice was.
I like Chris Middleton for real.
I don't know if I hate that.
That's Tobias with game right there, right?
That's the best one I heard.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I hate that.
I'll be taxing Glen Rice because his best shooting seasons came with a shortened line, so I'll be taxing him. But I don't mind Chris Middleton.
I don't hate that neither.
That at all.
What's the floor? Do we have a floor?
Tobias Harris.
Okay.
Ox, what's your issue with Tobias Harris, though?
Tim Hardaway,
like for real?
He's sorry.
No, he's not, man. He's not.
Chill.
Tobias in Detroit now, isn't it? Oh,
yeah,
man.
he is in Detroit.
That's gonna be a tough watch.
Well, you see, Chill. That's why he's sorry, because he had to go to Detroit because he's sorry. I'm trying to tell you, Chill. I know you went. I know you still. No, Chill. You know what? I'm actually shocked that you be showing Tobias this love.
No, it's not love. I just don't think he's. It's not love, Ox. I just don't think he's garbage. You think he's whack. I don't think he's whack. You think he's
you know why? You know why I think
trash.
that? The reason I think that's because I'm hard on guys that are dope, but just won't show it.
Okay,
like
so
Tobias,
no.
Yeah, I've been on record a bunch of times saying Tobias is nice, but he's just garbage. Like, bro, what are you doing? Man, I don't want to get into this.
So he does have the goods. He just doesn't produce. That's the problem with Tobias Harris. He got the game. He got the ball handling. He can knock down. He can knock down shots. Not only knock down shots, get to the rim. He will punch it on whomever. He just doesn't produce as much as you'd like him.
But he doesn't do that though. He does. I've seen him do it for maybe 2 seasons.
Ox, that's not true, man. I'm not a starter on a playoff team, and I'm not producing. That's not true.
That's
Ox.
well,
that's not true.
Name
him, man. Name a starter on a playoff team that's not producing as much as you would like. Name him. That's not
Tobias Harris. Can we just stick with Tobias for a second?
So that's what I'm talking about.
He has everything in his bag, Chill, and he won't use it. Like, what's going on with him?
I don't think the fact that he doesn't use it. I just think that he might not use it as much as you like, and maybe you might be overrating him. Maybe he might not just be as good as you think he is, Ox. That might be the problem.
You know what? That has to be it. At this point, that has to be it. Because
maybe he's just not as good as you think he is.
The fact that in a lot of it's mental though. Chill. He won't shoot the ball when he should shoot the ball. Yeah. He won't take smaller guys to the rim. You know what I mean? It's just like he's really passive. It's just like you got to be at that size with that ability. You got to be a little more aggressive than that. You know what I mean? You got to be a little more mean. You know, he's not mean, Chill, and that's what I don't like. I don't like nice basketball players. Like I need some dog Tobias, and he's not a big dog. He's more of a poodle than a Rottweiler.
No,
You know what I mean?
how about this, Ox?
You disrespecting him now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm disrespecting Poodles. You're right. I see some Poodles get busy.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Ox. How about he's maybe just a clock puncher? I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna do my job, and I'm gonna bounce.
Maybe he's really doing his job, don't you?
He 18, 19 a game. 18, 19.
It's 48 minutes in the game, chill.
Absolutely. And with that, I'm still getting busy. Now, I might not get busy to your level of getting busy. You think I should be like a 26 a game guy or 24 a game guy when I get to the playoffs because of my bag. I'm 6'9". I should be in the lane dunking on guys. Let me ask you a question, Ox. Do you think if he goes into his bag the way you think he should go into his bag, what kind of player is he in your estimation?
He's fighting. Tobias should be fighting for a third team All NBA spot.
So he's elite. So he's a top 15 player. You think he's
He's not elite, and I'm not saying he's gonna be. I'm not saying he's gonna be a third team.
If you're a top 20 player, I'm not saying 20 player, you're elite, Ox.
Right. But what I'm saying is he's not a third team All NBA, but he should be one of those guys that's like fighting to get in that conversation. Like he's better than MPJ. You know what I'm saying? He's better than guys like that. To me, that's he should be.
Yeah, you overrate his.
Tobias is like Cam Johnson. It's like, why, Tobias? Why are you Cam Johnson?
Cam Johnson is really good at basketball.
He's really good at basketball. They're all really good at basketball, but I'm talking about
Cam Johnson has a lot in common with Derrick White. It just seems like you have a type that you don't like. Like really smart.
There's no way we're up here hyping up Cam Johnson right now.
Cam Johnson's better than Tobias Harris. Cam Johnson is better than Tobias Harris. Let's get that straight right out of the way. He's a fantastic defender. The only issue with him over the last few years is he hasn't been healthy. He's a really good player. He's a great shooter. He's a good playmaker. What are we talking about?
Okay,
that just silenced a lot of people.
Ox is very much, and me being around Ox for as long as I've been around Ox is very much into the baller and maximizing the baller. That's who he is. Even if your skill set isn't what Tobias, even if your skill set isn't A-level skill set, if your skill set is B-level, but you go hard, you get to the rim, you play hard, that's Ox's type. But if you have an A-level skill and I might not play as hard as you do, I might not score it the way you like, Ox is easily turned off at that. Easily.
He just don't got no dog in him, chill. It's just like he's really passive. You know what I mean? He's pump faking wide open jump shots. He gets 6'5", 6'6" guys on him, and he doesn't want to bully him on the block. He doesn't want to he doesn't make you pay. You know what I mean? It's like free admission over here. You know what I mean? Like like what's going on?
He chooses not to, or he's not capable.
That's where I've
seen him do it though. We've seen him do it.
I mean, I've seen Ben Simmons make a three.
Oh, come on, Mars. Don't do that.
No, but like, how often do you have to see something?
And that's mental too, Mars.
Capable of it.
That's mental too. Like we can unpack that bag if we want to, but that's mental too. Ben Simmons could shoot the ball if he just shot it, but we don't got to get into that. My thing is,
how many flashes or something do you have to see from someone to be like they can do this if they put their mind to it? Versus
one time
well, then if that's the case, everyone can do everything.
But I'm talking about serious stuff though, Mars. Like I'm talking about like one time, not really one time. I'm talking about serious stuff. Like Tobias Harris has these abilities. We've seen Tobias Harris do this for a couple, enough times to know Tobias Harris got game. I can't sit here and actually say Tobias Harris isn't a baller. I think Tobias Harris is. I don't know if it's like if he's scared or he just overthinks or something. That's like chill. He got to turn his brain off or something. Like Tobias Harris really should. I've seen it.
He should be better than what he is in your estimation.
I don't know. It's like he's scared out there or something, or he just like wants to like play second fiddle to Joel or something. I'm not sure, but I personally, Tobias is really disappointed because I think he's a lot better than he shows.
Yeah, Penn, I agree with you actually. I think Cam Johnson is better than Tobias, and I don't understand why he's better than Tobias because Tobias has more in his tool shed than Cam Johnson does.
It's the Jeremy Grant conundrum, man. Just because you can do things, it doesn't mean it's valuable, the things that you do, especially if you're not good enough at them to warrant the amount of times you're trying to do them.
Yeah.
Who's better, Jeremy Grant or Tobias, Mars?
Jeremy Grant.
I'm an avid Tobias Harris hater, but that's because he was actively sabotaging the Philadelphia 76ers. So I have a clear bias for what he's been doing.
So he was doing it on
But
purpose.
I do think Jeremy Grant at this point is more valuable in the right situation than Tobias.
I think so too. I think Tobias really fell off. He fell off a cliff the past like 3-4 seasons, and it's just terrible.
Maybe
The
he's
demise
just
of
not
Tobias
that
is terrible.
good. Maybe he's just not that good. Is that possible? That he's just
Harris
not
is
as good as you think he is.
He was a second round pick coming into the league. He's an 18, 19 a game guy at best, right? At best. Ox think he can possibly be a top 20 player when he's at his best. He could possibly be a top 20 player. Because Ox, if you're telling me, if you're telling me that at his best he's fighting for being a third team all league performer, that's a top 20 player in the league.
Right. But chill, when I said that, it was more so of a like he could play with those guys, like he can get down with those guys. I don't think he's ever a top NBA all NBA team.
So let's even at his best. So let's take the third team all NBA off the table. Even at his best, if you feel like he can play with those guys at minimum or at maximum, I'm still talked about in like top 25 players in the game. You think that he could possibly be a top 25 player when I'm on top of my game, when I'm doing what you think I should be able to do. So if that's true, then why isn't he doing it? Maybe because he can't. Maybe because he isn't.
Bro, he's
that
not
good.
a top 25 player in the East. What are we?
I didn't say he was a top 25 player. Y'all. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, I'm not.
All NBA.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying.
That's top 15.
Because actually, what I'm not doing, I don't want to put words in your mouth. No, I'm not doing that. All right. Because when you talk about Tobias Harris, you see a different player. You're looking at potential. You're looking at his bag. You're looking at what he can do on the floor. And a lot of times he lets guys off the hook in your estimation. Right. If he didn't let guys off the hook in your estimation, and if he played the way you would like him to play on the regular, he could get with those guys around the third team all NBA, right? So the guys that's right around the third team all NBA, there's still another 10 guys, which means that Tobias Harris is in that realm. Is that fair to say?
I just feel like Tobias. I felt like Tobias should have been one of the better third options. You know what I mean? I feel like Tobias should have been one of the better third options on that Philadelphia team. I feel like if Tobias stepped up in a lot of those playoffs runs, I think they could have got out that second round. I feel like Tobias should have been. We blame Joel. We've blamed Ben Simmons. We blamed James Harden. But when are we going to talk about the fact that if Tobias, got on his job, a lot of those series could have been won. If Tobias wasn't so pedestrian, and my thing is, it's not like I'm saying, oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. I'm talking about what I'm seeing on the court as far as what are you doing right here, Tobias? Well, how are you on the baseline? You're in a short corner. You catch the ball, and you passed it out when you got 6'5" guys on you. I'm seeing you get to the middle of the paint, pump fake, shoot the goddamn ball. Like, what are you doing? Go to the rim, attack the basket. You know what I mean? Get physical in there. You're huge. Dude is humongous. Like, do something. Stop being so soft.
I think he's 6'9". Yeah.
6'9" is huge. Like 6'9" is huge.
I think he's like 6'9", like 230. That is not a small dude.
All right, fellas. As of right now, France is leading Japan 72-70. Rui Hachimura is having a great game right now. He has 24 points at this moment in time. So
Rui
we'll see how the last. Did he?
What
happened?
Yes. Unsportsmanlike foul on Rudy Gobert.
So a flagrant 2.
So that great game came to a halt. But
what? So much for that.
It's 8.5 minutes left, so we'll see if
somebody
Japan
put that call in, man.
Make this happen without their best
player.
player.
This is just a heads up. Tobias Harris measured 6'6.5" without shoes at the pre-draft.
So 6'7".
Well, when did he get drafted? 2011? 2012?
Yeah, but he didn't grow since then.
I don't know. I don't know his.
He's not 6'9". Is what
was he
I'm saying.
Was he a second round pick?
He doesn't look 6'7" when I watch him play.
He's huge.
Tobias Harris is huge, bro. Tobias Harris is huge. You look at him against those other guys. He doesn't play. First of all, he doesn't play without shoes on. Second of all, he was a baby when they measured him. He's much bigger than that. That was over 10 years ago.
I mean, obviously,
6'7".
not to say he's Kevin
Yeah,
Durant, but I'm pretty
6'7".
sure KD was
Half an
measured
inch is that
at
big.
6'9.5" or 6'10".
So
He's
6'7",
clearly not 6'10".
which
they're saying he was 18 then? Yeah, come on. It's very realistic.
I think
to
Tobias
grow.
is closer to 6'8" than he is to 6'7", but I don't know. Just off.
It's very realistic for an 18-year-old to grow an inch and a half. You know, in that time, it happens
So
all the time.
I still got hurt.
Yeah, hell
no,
yeah.
you
Hell
don't.
yeah.
No,
What
you
do
don't.
you mean? No?
Yo, I'm saying, ask
No,
Ron, what you grew like 3 inches after 18, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, people grow past 18.
Hey,
And
I
not
might
only
make
that,
it to average
they
height.
gain weight, and then you know what else they do when they're playing basketball? They put shoes on. So, you know.
That's a fact.
I ran a poll.
It's a fact.
Who's gonna win in the PCL tomorrow night? Jack Cody or Dion from Ohio? And you guys would never guess
Yeah, we will.
that
I would
Dion
never
took
guess.
66% of the vote. Shout out to Dion, man. The people think
chat,
that
don't
Dion's
do
gonna
that.
clean up.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
People
chat.
think Dion
Come
gonna
on.
clean up.
How?
Pin, who you got? Pin, you got
Anyone but him.
Damn, man, respect Dion. I mean,
Why?
I can see the topics they got. At least you guys did a good job with their topics compared to what you've done for me and Pirate. But at least you guys did a good job.
Mars, see, the thing about it is we got to put you on Pirate in tricky situations to really see how pesky you guys are when you get in these debates.
Wait, hold
you
on.
guys fight out of a corner.
Is
You guys-
Jack like an other Dion?
He's the Tatum Dion,
He's like the Celtics version of Dion.
but no, Tatum Dion.
Specifically Tatum. Not
Specifically
Celtics.
Tatum.
He said Jason Tatum is the best.
He said Jason
basketball
Tatum is the best player
seen.
he's ever seen.
Oh shit,
Yes.
that
He
would
said
be
that.
annoying. Never mind.
Yeah.
Not only did he say Jason Tatum is the best player he's ever seen. He said this.
Y'all
boss
need to
is not
add
team.
y'all need to add a vote where you can vote for the moderator. I would have voted for Ox like on that first debate that y'all
Yeah.
had.
Who was the first?
Yeah.
Who was first? That was
Or
no,
the
that was
second debate
Mars.
was-
That was you. Yeah.
No, the second
Oh.
debate. My bad. Second
Pirate
debate.
versus
Intel.
Intel. You didn't like that
Shout out
debate?
to
Pin?
Intel. Shout out to Intel.
No, I didn't like the fact that I ended up having to root for the guy that was making the point that I would not have agreed with because he was making a better point. I hate that.
Who made the better
Yeah,
point that
that's
you
how
wouldn't
we-
have
that's how
agreed
we're
with, but
supposed to
it was
do
better
it.
point? Yeah, who
That
was
is
it?
how you're supposed to do it. But unfortunately, I cannot get on board with this Wilt thing.
Oh,
What thing are we talking about, Pin?
Wilt
Nah,
over Bill
elaborate.
Russell?
Hey,
Yes.
oh yeah, I'm with you on that one. but,
Pin,
you know.
Pin, I just want to tell you, tread lightly. Pirate is somewhere in the chat creeping around.
Pirate
And,
is Wilt's biggest fan. I've never met someone.
What the
who-
hell do I care? What is this?
R-
Am I supposed to be
Hey,
ducking? Am I
Ben,
supposed to be afraid?
Hey,
Yes,
man,
No.
he's Pirate.
He's
I'm-
Pirate,
I'm
man.
I'm bringing Ivan Drago from Rocky 4 energy. If he dies, he dies.
I'm just
Drago
saying.
just so you know,
Pin.
just so you know, Drago got dropped.
That's all right.
Just so we clear.
This movie ends differently.
Japan are up 1 with 5 minutes to go.
I really wanted to fight Drago. I really did, Ox. I wanted to fight
Yeah.
him.
I love the
for real
Paulo,
wanted-
man. I love the Paulo.
I really wanted to fight Drago. I was like 13 years old and I wanted to fight him for real. I was like, you mother boy. I wanted to fight Drago for real.
I'm
for real.
gonna tell you the truth though. Like I really did like the Rocky movies, but as I got older, I was just like, I hate these movies. I was just like, I hate these movies, man.
But when I was younger,
I'm
boy,
like, bro,
man,
yeah.
Rocky had me wanting to run miles. I wanted to
Man,
beat up a
facts.
Russian, but I'm watching them as I'm older. I'm like, get this shit out of here. Yo, this shit is so
I can't watch. I can't watch it no
great.
more.
The
Yeah,
first one
yeah.
was great.
I think I could still watch maybe 1 or 2. I think I could still probably watch those, but I
I hate that they get
can't do
lumped
it.
together. They're not the same. The first, the 6th, and the 7th, and then obviously the Creed movies, totally different. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know what they were doing, but they were fun as hell. But they weren't
All right,
great
so
movies.
I ran another poll. Who's gonna win tomorrow night? Big Ox or Casual? And you guys are so biased just because Ox is on the panel that you guys make a vote to lie to his face and boost up his ego. But 77% of you guys chose Big Ox. So Big Ox, shout out to you, my friend.
I
Shout out
voted
to
for
you.
Casual.
Oh, okay. So
you
should
guys have
78%.
one topic that I don't understand, so I'm interested to see how that one pans out. I don't
on
understand.
in that battle specifically, or
Yes,
with
I don't-
Ox.
We're between Ox and Casual. One of their topic, I don't understand it. So I need to watch it to see.
Yeah. Ox, you understand the topic, right?
Let me see. I'm trying to see which one. I'm looking at it, see which one Mars is talking about. I'm pretty sure.
Three.
See it,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I understand what we're doing with that one. I'll talk to you after just to make sure, because if I debate it wrong and lose, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's gonna be your fault, Ron, and it's gonna be your fault. It's gonna be you.
Ron to just chill. Ron to just send the topic and not elaborate. It's just like, bro, what am I supposed to do with this?
What you want me to send a whole paragraph? You want me to write an
essay?
Man,
could you know what, Ron? You know what I need you to do, Ron? Could you let Claire send the topics?
Ron, who is the topic selection committee?
What's wrong with that?
I'm just, believe it or not, I know you guys think that Ron does everything behind the scenes and Ron got to do this and Ron got to do this. I'm just the figurehead, y'all. Really,
so I'm asking, who is it?
These headphones, they tell me what to say. They tell me what to do. I'm literally Geppetto.
The headphones told you to give Hayes an extra round against Joe?
Yes.
Interesting. Who picks the topics, Ron?
You might get around, Mars. You might get around less against Pirate. Mars,
who knows? Mars, I'll win regardless. But
I'm putting this out here, Mars. You're not slotted to beat Pirate.
That's fine. I can
throw that out there right now.
Horrible topics and horrible judges. I can overcome them. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Who picks the topics, Ron?
It is a couple people that I won't say their name.
They need to lock in. Whoever you are, if you're watching, lock in. Like, this is. When we get to the knockout rounds, I will refuse topics that are one-sided.
The knockout round is going to be completely different. So right now, this is kind of just a guinea pig, and we're just trying to put things together and see how certain things work. Also, too, what I do want to say is, it's not about what you feel. This is not about your feelings. This is not about what you believe. It's a debate league. It's about, even if it's a topic that you don't agree with, it's your job to do your research. If I give you, let's say it's who's the worst shooter in the NBA. Killian Hayes or Tim Hardaway Jr. Killian Hayes can shoot better than Tim Hardaway Jr., but it's your job to take Killian Hayes and
Ron,
put it together.
I'm fine debating what I don't believe. I'm fine debating what I don't believe. I've done that many times. Just for the sake of boredom, I've done that. The 2000 Spurs versus the 2017 Warriors is just not fair. That's just not a fair debate. I'm fine debating what I don't believe. One of my topics already was one I don't particularly believe, but I'm fine debating. But that was just crazy. That's all I'm saying. That they have to be somewhat balanced. So hopefully for the knockout rounds they are.
I ordered a book on Amazon.
I'm not losing $1,000 because of that.
I ordered a book on Amazon to get ready for this. It's called How Not to Talk Like This, and y'all fucked. Y'all dead. when I read that book, y'all dead. Because yo, pen with Riz. Y'all dead.
I don't know if you cannot do that. I think that this is just who you are. There's really nothing else you can do about it. That's just the way you.
Bro, I liked your impression. I was dying laughing the last time you did it. I was like, damn, that's
yo, Pen. I don't think you talk like that, bro. I think you got a little swag to you, my man. I think you got a little aura. It might just be the dark room, though.
You can't get caught in. You can't get caught in the tone of his voice. If you listen to him, you will get educated. Yeah, if you actually listen to what he's saying. You'll definitely get.
If you don't fall asleep first, you mean?
Yes.
No, these comments not gonna like Pen for his Derrick White stuff earlier. So.
Y'all think I got a little more aura to me with the light a little dim?
No.
Am I a better host?
Nope.
What if I talk just a little slow?
You're like you can put books on your head.
If you read those Superchats, you'll be a better host.
You would be a much better host if you did.
Yeah, if you did that.
Hey, y'all remember there was that time when Ron was really like purposely saying like fuck the Superchats? I'm not really That was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
I don't remember that at all.
You said it on camera, Ron. You said it to the people.
Hey, video or it never happened.
Get Ron.
You got it. You got it. Y'all got it.
Get Ron. I love God.
Hey, but last but not least, I'm running another poll. Elder Rufus versus OG the Beast. This is going to be a hell of a battle. I can't wait for this. I know I said this about every battle, but this one really is going to be a good one. Two dudes with very similar styles. They're both older dudes, so they both have a lot in a skill set and just knowledge base. But as of right now, OG the Beast is winning the poll over Elder Rufus right now, 61-39. So we'll see how that turns out tomorrow. As of the Japan and France game, Japan is up 1 over France with 1.5 minutes left. So we'll see if they can pull it off without Rui. The Kawamura guy, Hope
Mhm.
I know I'm butchering his name, but the Karamura guy, he's up to 22 points right now.
Rudy
5 for 10
Gobert
from
just
3.
got blocked. Crazy.
By who?
Japanese Watanabe, not Utah.
Watanabe?
H Watanabe.
Yeah, it's 2 Watanabes.
Yeah, him just blocked Rudy. Crazy. See, that's why you don't give him touches, Joe.
Shout out Japan, man. They look like
That's
they're ready to
cold,
get ahead.
Mars. Just because he got his shot blocked.
A dunk blocked. Yeah, it's tough.
All
It was
right,
like
fellas.
LeBron and Thiago split.
Well, while we are waiting for this game to conclude, it's a good time to talk about Greece and Spain. Spain beat Greece last night, 84-77. Giannis had a hell of a game. He's put up 2 monster games, but Greece is now 0-2. And Spain behind Santi Aldama.
Told you, Mars.
Got a big
One of
win.
Memphis Young Cool. One of Memphis Young Cool.
Mars, I told you.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I like Santi. That's Memphis Young Cool right there.
So Santi had 19 points and 12 rebounds in 29 minutes. Shout out to Santi. Alex Sabrinas had 8. Willie Herman Gomez had 11. And Bo Cruz
Willie
had 3
Gomez.
points.
Willie
Oh, Rudy
Wow.
Fernandez had 10 coming off the bench as well.
Oh,
Check
no,
out
Rudy.
Rudy.
I mean, shout out to Giannis, man, making it to the Olympics to go him in the group.
Bro, it's
Shout out to him.
80-80.
Ooh, that shot was
It's
tough. Was that Fournier?
80-80.
Yes, 80-80 with 50
With
seconds
40
to go.
45 seconds to go. Is it 50?
Now I got it. So now I got
47. 47.
Since
Yeah,
since
Evan
I
Fournier
wrote
just
down,
made a step. Evan Fournier just made a step back 3.
Now I got
to tie the game.
And
Yeah.
I think the ball should be in Evan Fournier's hands a little more too. I'm not mad at Evan Fournier controlling the rock.
Who's this little guard for Japan?
The
He
5'6"
blew him
dude. The 5'6"
Oh no,
dude.
but he next to Wemby, so he look about 4'11", but he blows
Yeah.
out Wemby every time. Shout out to him.
Hold on. See if I can find this game.
Okay, and so in terms of Giannis, the first game he scored 34 points and went 11 for 17 from the field against Canada. Last night, he had 27 points and 11 rebounds and went 12 for 17 from the field. How are we feeling about Giannis? Is he kind of
You mean carrying?
Carrying.
Carrying
right now?
Yes, I
Carrying.
think that's the word. That's the word you're looking
That's
for.
the only word. Carrying.
Carrying, yes. He threw the Greek team on his back and took him to the Olympics, and that's as far as he could take him. That's it.
He should go
You
play.
can't
He
take
should go play with Nigeria, or just do like Joel didn't come play with us.
Why would he
You
play
can't
for
take
Nigeria
him.
if he's born in Greece?
The
Right.
Greeks don't like him.
What?
You ain't
No.
see when it was announced that he was holding the flag for Greece, all the racism coming his way. You ain't see that?
That's messed up.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
really messed up.
It gets nasty with stuff like that over there.
Yeah. So,
That's just the way the world works, y'all.
They're not
but shout out to
particularly
Giannis, man. I'm not gonna act like I've watched either one of Greece's games, but
I haven't watched any of those games.
I
Mark.
do
I'll be
remember
lying
a
about
couple
that.
years ago the conversation was Giannis's game doesn't translate to FIBA basketball because he doesn't have an outside game.
Well,
That's cap.
obviously, if there's one player that a lack of spacing and a condensed court is going to hurt, it's going to be the guy with the super large strides that relies on spacing to succeed. So yeah, it makes sense. But he's still a hell of a player.
It was wrong though. He clearly does translate to FIBA. Well, he's better now, but he clearly does translate to FIBA. But
But
I
would
do
he
remember
not be better? Okay, let's just say we play the FIBA competition with NBA rules. Is he not better? I think he's better.
yeah, for sure.
So that's
The-
the debate.
No, but they was Giannis isn't not Giannis would be worse. Giannis wouldn't be good. That was
that's
the
wild.
distinct. Yeah,
All
that
these-
was the distinct.
Yeah, like all these players are going to be good. It's just you're splitting hairs on how good, right? Like a player like RJ Barrett is way. Whoa, what happened to you?
Sorry, I just hit my computer. I apologize.
That's some
Keep
horror. That's some horror film shit. Okay.
going. Nah, ain't
Like,
nobody
oh, what
breaking
happened?
out.
What happened to Chilltown? Okay,
Yeah.
so what I'm saying is like RJ Barrett, he's a decent NBA player, but he's a really good FIBA player, right? He gets better when you go up to FIBA, right? Melo gets better when you go up to FIBA. KD gets better when you go up to FIBA, in my opinion, because he's so skilled. He's so damn skilled. Like everything that Kevin Durant does is confined in this little space. And he doesn't need that much space. He's a mid-range assassin, right? So the condensed court is actually going to help him, right? Because it's his space is all vertical. KD is like all length and size and height. So guys like KD, I think, are the best. I think KD might be. Is it crazy to say KD's the best FIBA player ever?
For USA,
Ever?
Or in
No,
general?
anywhere.
Better
If
than
he played,
I don't know about Oscar Schmidt
No,
and
I
what
don't
he
think
was doing for Brazil.
I don't know if he's better than Oscar Schmidt.
I'll be lying if I said I did. So,
What I'm saying is, if KD had played his entire career in Europe, it like with those rules, how specifically they are catered to his strengths and at his size, with his skill level, and how he really doesn't need that much space to operate. Like
KD's the best player I ever seen play international.
His game is also tailor-made for international game. For a 6'10" guy, for a guy that big,
6'10",
for a guy that listen, man, y'all do 6'10",
7
He's
6'11".
7 feet. He's 7 feet. I don't know what to tell
So for a guy that big with that kind of skill level, for the international game, how the ball moves, especially guys offensively that don't have that kind of skill set, I think his game is tailor-made for that. He'd be a fantastic EuroLeague player. Even if he didn't play in the NBA and he only played in the EuroLeague, he'd be a fantastic EuroLeague player. Just off the fact of him being as tall as he is, no doubt about that. He'd be great in that league.
You know what I want for him?
There's not a lot of guys. There are not a lot of guys, Penn, whose game translates from. That's why there aren't many guys that play in the NBA that could play in the EuroLeague. Just like there aren't many guys that play in the EuroLeague that could play in the NBA because their game doesn't translate. KD might have, of all the guys that I've seen, he may have the most portable game that I've ever seen of all players. He might have that.
But when I made this argument for KD being drafted over Steph, apparently I was wrong. But hey, whatever. Kawamura Yuki is the point guard for Japan. He has 26, 6, and 6, and they're about to win. They're up 4 with 16 seconds to go. So shout out to Kawamura Yuki. He been hooping. But KD special. I don't know where Ron went. So I'm gonna try and give you play-by-play commentary on the last 10 seconds of this game. Oh my gosh.
France scored
Strazu or whatever his name is just hit an and 1-3. And I'm not trolling to you for France. He has a chance to tie the game with 10 seconds to go. So
whoever fouled him, get him
off the
field. I'm talking about he might not be able to go home if they lose this. You know, them Japanese, they don't play like that.
It was Kawamura Yuki, but Strazu, I don't know who Strazu is, but he just hit an and 1-3 with 10 seconds to go with a chance to tie the game.
He better make the free throw.
Yeah, he better make the free throw. This is unreal scenes in the Olympics.
I'm saying if whoever fouled him might got to suffer a samurai's death is what I'm saying.
Hey, man,
gotta get the score. Chill out, yo. We wow right now.
Yeah, he might miss the free throw. We don't know.
He hit it.
Oh, no. Okay. Thanks for the spoiler, Pen. But shout out to Matthew Strazu, man. Shout out to Matthew Strazu. He's got 15 points. Shout out to Matthew Strazu.
Get the
Strazu, he's your age. 17. Well, he's actually like 19, 20, but he's very young.
He go into the league?
I don't know. I know he's young. He plays for Monaco, so that's a team with Mike James.
Kemba was on this past year.
Kemba was on that team this last year. He's very young. He's one of their young proteges. So we're gonna see him on a few more Olympic teams with Wemby and stuff like that. So that's pretty. And Bilal as well.
We got to get predictions on this.
Give the ball to I forgot his name. Yuri. Get a switch on Wemby. And whatever happens, you live with. Or we go to overtime. But whatever happens, you live with.
I think it goes to overtime and France wins.
I'm here for
Japan better hope it don't go to overtime. They don't got Rui.
Yeah, that's a lot of momentum.
Kawamoka Yuri has been carrying without
when
Rui.
You're up 4 and you give up an and 1-3.
That's demoralizing.
It's
like terrible.
That huddle.
You have to win in regulation.
What are you doing? Oh my goodness.
I mean, he was all over the shot, to be fair. Like, he clearly fouled him. He was all over.
Right, we ain't got to get the samurai sword out, but we all know that if we're up 2 possessions with 10 seconds, I don't care what shot.
The one thing you don't do is
stay away from them. Stay away from them. What are you doing? Oh my God!
I'm gonna be honest. It's a crazy shot.
You're supposed to be backing up with your hands up. You're not even supposed to touch the guy. You need to keep it. If he makes the three, it's fine. Like we're not even contesting that. Let him shoot it. If he makes it, he makes it.
Get away from him.
Oh, Hawkinson's back in the game.
Of course he is.
Yeah, they took him out for defense, but
What?
Shout out to the white shooter, man. Oh, Yuri's inbounding, so we're gonna see what's happening.
Still get the ball back.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go. We down to the final seconds of the Japan and France game. It is tied right now, 84. Who missed?
Yuri just ended up taking a 29-foot pull-up three over Batum. Like, there's no way the best play they could figure out was a Yuri ISO. It was a bad play. It was just, that wasn't. So overtime.
Now we're going OT?
We are going to overtime.
All right, France and Japan are both going into overtime. France is 1-0 right now, and Japan is 0-1. So, and this is in Group B. So, Japan has a chance to tie it up with France. France also has the opportunity to go 2-0.
Yeah, that was a bad play. But anyway, back to Super Chats.
All right, y'all. Let's get to a Super Chat or two.
We going to overtime?
We go overtime. We're going to overtime.
Did they at least get a good shot out? Like attack the basket?
They got a 29-foot pull-up three.
The NBA is influencing the world. Terrible basketball.
It's not like they wanted to do that. That's what defense is for.
Yeah,
they drew that up?
How much time did they have left?
10 seconds.
10.
Oh yeah, you could get to the rim in 2 seconds. There's
anything in 10
against
seconds.
Wemby and
run a full
Gobert?
set in 10 seconds.
Right, 10 seconds. We can get a real good shot in 10 seconds.
There's a little bit of rim deterrence in there.
Yeah, but that's why you.
That's the point. That's the point. I want that rim deterrence
to set the pick, and then you bring Wemby away from the rim. That's what they were doing the whole fourth quarter. The last play of the game, it just revolved to an ISO. Like that's literally what Japan did. They just spaced the floor and gave him an ISO.
But
that
you want
whatever Yuri got is what they
okay, hold on. When the game is tied, you have to make sure you don't get a turnover. The last thing, you got to make sure that you take the final shot and that there's no time on the clock left. Mm-hmm. We might think that Japan is 100% about to lose in overtime. They probably don't. So they're willing to live with overtime as long as they get the final shot. And when the other team knows that that's what you're doing, it's really hard because they know you can't go early, right? So you might as well have 2 seconds on the clock because we know when you're going to shoot.
It's 10 seconds, Pin. You're not going early.
You can't
it's 10
use
seconds.
All 10
We're going.
Seconds.
This is what I'm saying, Pin. You're not. It's 10 seconds. We're not dribbling the ball out. We might have said one pick, one dribble handoff, and get downhill. You said rim deterrence. That's what we want. We want something at the rim. I'm gonna force you to block the shot, which can result in a foul. I'm trying to get to the free throw line or get a layup, or like a little push shot, a wide open midi or something. But the chucking a bad step back three is terrible. Dribbling the ball out with 10 seconds is terrible. I'm fine going to the rim with 2 seconds left. I'm attacking the big man straight to his chest. Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama. If you're at the rim, I'm going straight at your chest. I'm gonna make you do a clean contest. Worst case scenario, we go to overtime. Best case scenario, I score or I'm just shooting free throws.
Wemby just started overtime with an M1. So.
What's your Pen? What's your logic? Pen, what's your logic?
While it lasted.
What's your logic with not using the entire clock? I'm trying to understand where you're coming from.
No, I'm not saying that I wouldn't use the entire clock. I'm saying they have to use the entire clock because you have to take the final shot. You're not down, you're tied, right? It's 84-84.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing that you want to do is try to take a shot at 3 seconds and then there's some time left on the clock and then they can get a shot off and beat you, right? So you have to take the final shot, which means it doesn't matter if you have 10 seconds. Chat saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all failed math. I guarantee it. Like you got to understand this from that side of it. And France knows that. France knows that you're gonna milk the clock and take the shot. So in the end, it's gonna boil down to an ISO. What you also can't have is a turnover. So anyone saying, "Oh, you need actions, we need this," a lot of teams devolve into ISOs because they don't want to risk the turnover. It's a math game at that point, right? The last thing you want is to lose the game that you had in your hand. Now it's bad enough that you had the and one. No one's, defending Japan for doing that.
Right.
But it would be even worse if you had one of the following two. You turn the ball over because you're trying to get too cute with it. You pick up an offensive foul because you set a moving screen, right? Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So you ultimately, this is why your Carmelo Anthonys, your Kevin Durant's of the world are so highly paid. Because in the end, when the game breaks down to what is effectively Kawhi Leonard versus Philadelphia 76ers Game 7, that's the shot you're going to get. Everyone knows You're not
It's
going
10
early.
seconds, though, Pin. You're not
You
milking the
keep
clock
saying
with 10 seconds.
but what
Because,
does it
bro,
matter?
because
if it's 10
I need
seconds?
to, because
You
I,
can't
what I
shoot
need you to understand is that in 10 seconds, I'm not milking the clock. It is action. And you're talking about, oh, they don't want to score.
You would
If you're
shoot with
afraid,
8 seconds on the clock?
if you're afraid, it's not 8 seconds. What I'm saying is, if you're afraid of a turnover, if you're afraid of turning the ball over, then you don't need to be playing basketball. If you're
That's
afraid
crazy.
of turning
That's
the ball
crazy.
over,
That's
what are you
crazy.
doing here? We got point guards.
I'm not with
You
this
don't gotta
logic.
listen.
This is
It's not old
This
school.
is no
It's basketball, Pin. You're acting like that was a good shot. That's just crazy. If you got 10
You didn't
seconds
even
on
watch
the
the
clock,
shot.
if you have 10 seconds on the clock, if you have 10
What are you
seconds
talking
on the
about?
clock, I asked Mars when I got here. Mars said they shot a step back contested three. Is that not what you said, Mars?
29 pull up three. 29 foot pull up.
Okay, so why? What do you mean? Who cares? Because I don't have rules. I do not want to go to overtime. I do not want to go to overtime. If I can avoid it, why would I waste this 10 seconds? I got a 10 seconds is a lot of time for us to get a good shot off. What
do you think?
I'm not going to hang on. I'm not going to hang on. What I'm saying is, in 10 seconds, we can. If we take the ball out full court, that's even better. If we take the ball off at half court, 10 seconds, I can get a full set off. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to run something. In 10 seconds, you can get a better shot than a step back three. You know what I mean?
Which is fair. Which is fair. But with that being said, though, I'm not.
I don't have to see the play to know that I can. In 10 seconds, you can get 100%. Off a good action. I don't need to see that.
But with that being said, if I'm the best one-on-one player on my team, I'm not shooting the ball until the final second. They're not getting the ball back. The game's over with me. We either winning it or losing it with me. If I make it, we going into overtime. If I miss, they're not getting another shot. And the reason why they're not getting another shot, because we already screwed up by letting them crack a wide open three or fouling on a three. So I'm not doing that again. Okay, I'm not going to make the mistake again. So now we're down one. Game is tied, and I got 10 seconds. Whatever action you want to run to get me the ball, that's fine. But I'm not shooting the basketball until the last seconds because they're not getting the ball back. I'm not doing that.
Wemby has scored all 6 of France's points in overtime, and he's back at the free throw line.
He should score all.
And Japan have not scored.
He should score all the rest of their points. That's the idea, Moss. You score the rest of the points, big fella. We'll get all the rebounds. We'll get you the ball. We'll defend. You finished it.
And Hawkinson's injured, I think. So,
damn, Japan. Yeah. Sooner or later, it all comes crashing down.
Life going out.
So what did I say? France wins in overtime.
Yeah,
that was the prediction. Before that shot went up, that was the prediction because that's what it's going to be. And again, it like I don't even want to talk about this anymore because it's so crazy obvious to me. Why do you think that there is 10 seconds on the clock when you can't take a shot before 1 second? It doesn't matter. You can run all your actions. They're going to switch everything. You can't shoot. Do you understand? You're acting like you like some basketball encyclopedia, man.
You're sitting there trying to explain to me. Oh no, you can't do this, you can't do that. But what the fuck are you talking about? You got 10 seconds, bro. You can definitely run a set. I didn't say you got to shoot it early. I didn't say you got to shoot it early. I said you can get downhill. You're talking about that's what defense is for. Yeah, I understand that. But one second, chill.
I'm sorry.
Because this shit is crazy. This shit is just too much. You're talking about you failed math. Get that math shit out of here. I'm talking about simple basketball. If I got 10 seconds, I can get downhill and still shoot the ball at the last minute. That doesn't mean catch the ball and just go to the rim.
84 is math. 10 seconds is math. And this, what you're saying, is
just
crazy.
Basketball, bro. It's just simple basketball. It's simple basketball.
It's not simple.
If you don't understand, that's fine.
All right,
what I'm saying is this.
Y'all both talking over each other. What I'm gonna do is, Ox, I'm gonna give you a minute to explain yourself.
No way we doing a PCL round.
I don't need a minute to explain myself.
No, because I'm tired of you guys talking over each other.
I don't need a minute.
I want to hear what you gotta say, and I don't want to hear what Pin gotta say. So go ahead, Ox.
It's simple as this. It's simple as this. You catch the ball inbound. You can do anything. High pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? Swing it. Whatever set you want to run. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. All I'm saying is there is still motion to be ran against defense because that's what there's always defense on the court. So saying that the defense is going to be so much more stifling in 10 seconds could even be to your advantage. All I'm saying is get a good shot, something downhill. You got shot blockers at the rim. I know people in the chat are like, oh, so what you're saying? You want rim protection? Yes, because that way I want to force the refs to make a call. I want to force the defenders to stop to get there and stop me. That's what I want because that way I'm getting something closer to the rim. I'm either gonna get a layup, a foul, or if they block it, they block it. And we're just in overtime like we are right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a much if you can do that, whatever. I'm saying like I asked a simple question: what was the shot? Mars said it was a deep step back three. That's a bad shot any way you put it together at the last minute when it's a tie ball game. Why am I shooting anything beyond the 3-point line and it's a tie basketball game? I don't understand that. And if you're saying it's mad, then okay, whatever, bro, whatever. I don't understand. It's like you said you want to shoot at the last minute. That doesn't mean it has to be a three. I can shoot at the last minute and still be a contested layup. I don't understand what's so different about what's the big deal? Like why is it a step back three a better shot at the last minute than it is going and trying to force a foul or force a layup, force threes, bro? Free throws on me. I don't understand. So yeah, you're right. I just don't understand.
All right, Penn, the mic is yours.
All right. So they always taught us either the clock is a defender or it's not a defender. In this case, the clock was a 6th defender. When Japan drew up the play, I'm sure they wanted something where Wemby came out and wanted him to come out of the paint so that they could get an open lane to the basket. The minute either Wemby or Gobert are in the painted area, a layup that you want so desperately as this great shot is not a great shot anymore. I'm sorry. Against that level of rim returns, it's not a great shot. Depending on who took the shot and what his percentages are and what his game is, honestly, sometimes a really deep three is a better shot because it is more likely to be open. The last thing that I want if I'm Japan is a turnover or an early shot. Okay, I will settle for a heave, not a heave, not like what Canada did today at the end of the third quarter, but I will settle for a long pull-up jumper if it means I do not surrender one of the other two options, which is a turnover, which allows France to win the game in regulation. I will take my chances going to overtime, or I will go early, right? And give them a chance to tie the game again or win the game. So they are taking and they don't want a turnover. They don't want to run a set. Maybe they didn't want the offensive foul on a moving screen or something like that. So what I'm saying is you have to live with the logic of the fact that Japan did not get the shot that they wanted, but you have to also understand they are the worst team. They were not even close to favorite. I think they were 20-point underdogs coming into this game for a reason. They are the less talented team. For them, this was a win. Pushing it to overtime against a much better team is a win. Okay? Now, you might want to think, oh, well, they must have some really talented player. With Rui Hachimura out, that was probably their best option to do what you're asking to do. You have to live with the odds. And the odds are that guy taking a three is no worse or no better a shot than that guy going to the rim and trying to score over Victor Wembanyama.
It's a 2-point game with 7 seconds to go, by the way.
Oh, we're back in the same predicament. Mars, who has the
ball? Japan made a couple threes. Japan just fouled to send Strasel to the free throw line.
So we might be going.
So if he makes both, we're back in the
France's wrap. It's over.
But if he misses one, Japan this time can take a 29-foot three, and maybe they'll make it.
All right, fellas. Well, at this moment in time, what I am gonna do is tell y'all about the poll that's running right now. It's Ox versus Penn right now. Who's winning this episode? Ox has a narrow lead at 53%. But if you believe that Penn is cooking Ox right now, go vote for Penn. If you believe that Ox has been cooking, go vote for Ox. Chill and Mars. I wanted to be all inclusive, but clearly this episode has been a one-on-one Ox versus Penn. So
damn the episode, Ron. It's simple basketball. If you don't even run a set with 10 seconds left, you're not trying to win.
Strasel made both free
You
throws,
can't shoot at 9 seconds. You can't shoot at 8 seconds. You can't shoot at 7 seconds. So what are you running a set for? You don't understand. Like, what are you talking about?
That made no sense, Penn.
That
made no sense. That made no sense. What you just said. You said you can't shoot. It takes more than 1 second to run a set. So thank you.
Hang on.
You said you just said you can't run a set with 10 seconds left because you can't shoot at 9 seconds.
This is the problem when you talk so much. You don't hear what the other person's saying.
I'll play it back right
Go play it back. What I said was you can't take the shot with 9 seconds or 8 seconds or 7 seconds. You can't take the shot. So if I give you an open layup, you're not going to take it. You're not going to take it with 7 seconds because then you're giving me.
Yes, I am.
You do take that open layup. You take the guaranteed money. Yes, you take the guaranteed
open
money.
Layup.
Yes.
Well, not
Yes.
open layup, but not open. Not a wide open.
If Ox just drew something up for me, and he's cleaning the whole left side of the floor out, and
Wait, hold on, chill.
Even run a set with 10 seconds left, you're not trying to win.
That's
You
huge.
can't shoot at 9 seconds. You can't shoot at 8 seconds. You can't shoot at 7 seconds.
That's what I said.
What are you running a set for? You don't understand. Like,
You just said you can't shoot at 8 seconds. You can't shoot at 7 seconds. So what are you running a set for?
You can't.
So,
shoot
but
at
that,
7
okay,
seconds.
that's why you run a
takes
set.
more than 2 seconds to run.
That's
so.
why you run a set, because it takes more than 1, 2, or 3 seconds to score to run the set.
The whole optionality of running a set is to give you multiple options to score, which means that when you're running a backdoor and you force a collapse, that means at certain points, someone might get open. Someone might slip backdoor. That's why you're running a set. But in order to do that, you need to create movement. Hold on. If you pass the basketball, are you more likely or less likely to commit a turnover? Against a really much better team than you with long defenders, are you more likely or less likely?
More.
How many times have I seen a team that is coached by a brilliant coach and there's 8 seconds, 10 seconds on the clock? They almost always reduce it back to put it in my best player's hands and let them go. One-on-one, try to score. You're playing odds here. You're not.
And you're scared of throwing a turnover is why you don't want to set, because you don't want to turn the ball over.
I am going with the math that a shot does not. I am going with the option that does not lead to any chance for them to win in regulation.
Yeah, if we're worried about turnovers, then that's the problem. I got you.
And what's the shot? And what's the shot that's gonna need to them not winning in regulation? Because if I end up cracking the three, right? If they end up cracking the three, and in 3 seconds they get a timeout, we get the ball back, we can absolutely score. As opposed to if I get downhill, clean the whole right side of the floor out, clean the whole left side of the floor out, whatever you want to do, and I get downhill and I get to the rim at the buzzer, there's no opportunity for them to come back after that. None whatsoever.
Anytime you go to the basket, there's always the chance for a turnover. Always. Anytime.
And anytime that, and so if that's the case, so I can use that same logic with shooting. Anytime I'm shooting from 29 feet and I got a guy covering me, he could block my shot because I'm further away from the basket.
Not if you okay, wait, hold on. Okay, play out the two scenarios. Let's say at 5 seconds you decide, or let's say at 4 seconds you decide to drive to the basket, right? Now you can commit a turnover at 4 seconds,
right?
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, 1 second, maybe you're not in trouble. But if you commit that turnover at 4 seconds, you might be in a lot of trouble because now they have the basketball and they got 4 seconds and they could win the game in regulation.
Right.
Consider it from the other side. If you pull it out, right, and you don't use any screens, you just say one-on-one, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to break my guy down. If I draw a double and there's a clear pass to an open shooter, I'll take it. But if I don't see an open shooter, I'm taking this shot. But the last thing I'm going to do is take this shot before 1 second. Now, even if you block me, game's still over and I'm still going to overtime. I'm playing the math here. And you could say it's stupid. You could say it's basketball, whatever. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all so threatened by intelligence. Because honestly, it's it's simple basketball. It is simple basketball.
Okay.
Yo,
I'm not. I think we arguing two different things here. I think that's the problem.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Chill. We're not arguing two different things. We're not arguing two different things. It's math. It's math. We're not supposed to take open layups in tie ball games unless it's what I get.
No, nobody said don't take an open layup. So no,
you said don't take an open layup.
I said don't take a layup with 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. If you get an open layup at the buzzer, by God, you just drew up the play of the century.
You still take that open layup though. It's no way you don't take the guarantee.
No way that
I would rather play defense. I would rather play defense.
France,
I would rather play defense
and
up
Wemby.
to.
It's not open. It's never
whenever
open.
it's open. So whenever it's open, I gotta take it. And if it's open at 8 seconds, I better take it because more times than not, it's not going to be open at 2 seconds because I'm more than confident both Rudy and Wemby are going to be at the rim. I'm more apt to catch them off balance early as opposed to when it's 2 or 1 second. They're probably going to be at the rim. You're worried about turning the basketball over. That's what you're doing. You playing not to lose. You ain't playing to win. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm playing to win. If at the end of the game, if I got 10 seconds on the clock and Ox is drawing up the play for me, Ox, I'm asking you, I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm going to get us a good shot. Why? Because I'm the best one-on-one player in this game. I'm not looking to pass. He's going to draw the play up for me to get to my spot, to where I'm supposed to be. So by the time we get to 3, 2, 1, I'm getting a shot off. I'm not thinking, well, I'm going to make sure that I make the right play. Okay, the right play in this particular situation is for me to score. That's what it is.
Score quick, chill. Score quick. Go get a bucket. Chill. I'm not the last thing. Chill. You're the point guard. The last thing I'm gonna tell you is chill. Don't pass it because you might throw a turnover. Chill. I'm gonna say if your teammate cuts back on, he's open with 7 seconds. Give him the ball so he can score. Then we can play defense. We can go on defense for a couple of 5 seconds. Let them force up a stupid step back 3 at the buzzer. That's what we're gonna do, chill. We're gonna go score the first bucket we find because there's no room for basketball right now. We're trying to win a game.
All right, fellas, we got to transition.
Yeah, it's just because I'm threatened by intelligence. That's all. Shit. That's the only reason why we keep basketball out of this. Because I'm threatened.
Why do they call it basketball?
it.
It's basic basketball. There's not an old school coach who would agree with you here.
Ox, we got to keep.
Any coach that doesn't agree with me, they need to lose their job.
France ended up winning 94-0. I mean, 94 to 90. 94 to 90. I'm sorry. I meant to say that they're 2-0 right now. Yes. And Japan is 0-2 right now. So France is undefeated. Japan hasn't won a game. Unfortunately, behind Kuwamara, hope I'm saying his name right. He had 29 points. Rui had 24 points as well. Yuta Watanabe didn't really have the best game. He only scored 5 points. But Japan had a hard-fought game and obviously went in overtime. But France, behind 16 points from Wemby, 10 rebounds and 7 assists, a couple blocks as well, get the win. Evan Fournier also had 14 points. Rudy Gobert had 7 points, but 15 rebounds and a couple blocks as well. So shout out to them. As of right now, I'm going to put this on the screen so we can see what the standings are with the different groups. So as you guys do know, it's 3 different groups. And Penn, are you aware how the how teams move on? You have to win your group or come the top 2 in the group move on?
I think it's top 2, isn't it?
How many groups?
So it's only 3 groups.
Yeah, we told 2 then.
Top 2, so
that's 6 teams, right?
6 teams move on, and what 2 teams get a bye?
Oh no,
there's no wild cards on the point.
I'm assuming it'll be the top of each group and then the best second place team. So semi-final and final, right?
Yeah,
more
than
it's the tie is broken by the point differential. Right now, Canada's ahead in point differential. I think they're up by plus 12 because Dylan Brooks took a last second 3 and made it.
So you can see right here with Group A, Canada is 2-0 and they have 4 points. Australia and Spain both are tied for second place. They're both 1-1 and they both have 3 points. And Greece is at the end of this group, or the bottom of this group. They're 0-2 at this moment in time. So that's Group A as currently stands. This is Group B. We just seen France win. So France is 2-0 right now. Japan's obviously 0-2. They just lost to France. Germany and Brazil are playing right now, or they're about to tip off here very soon. So let's keep a close eye on this. We'll see how that transpires as well. But that's who did
Japan lose their first game to? Germany?
No,
had to be because they only got the one game. Yeah, Brazil. Yeah, it had to be Germany for sure.
Was it Germany? Did they play? Yeah, because I remember France. I do remember that. Yeah.
And this is Group C with U.S. and South Sudan, both 1-0 right now, but they will play tomorrow, so that will be broken up. And then also,
so why is Sudan at the top and Serbia is at the bottom?
Because Serbia's 0-1.
Yeah, but so is Puerto
Point
Rico.
differential.
So
Serbia lost by 26.
USA? So why is Sudan above USA?
Point differential.
Yeah.
But if USA beat Serbia by 26,
shit, you're right.
Yeah,
Sudan won by 10, right? They beat Puerto Rico.
I didn't watch the game, but I know USA beat Serbia by more than Sudan beat Puerto Rico. But Serbia's at the bottom and Sudan's at the top.
I don't think it's point differential. It definitely starts with wins and losses, and then it goes to probably point differential. Also, too,
But
I don't
differential.
think,
USA should be number one on this list. I
Yeah, but
get Mars's point.
yeah, I don't know if this is like it's just showing wins and losses. I don't think it's factoring in point differential in this.
Okay.
It has to be. But these are the groups right now as currently stands, and this is also the women's Team USA's group as well, Group C. They are 1-0. Germany's 1-0. Belgium's 0-1, and so is Japan. So that's currently what we have right now. We'll keep a close watch on this. We'll come back to it tomorrow and see how it's looking after the games tomorrow. All right, y'all. Let's dive into a few super chats. And then I got some other topics for us to get into today. Today's been a good episode, right, fellas? Right, chat? Or has it been a bad episode?
I've barely had to say anything because Ox and Pen's has been going out for 2.5 hours.
Which is dope.
Yeah, wonderful. I get a day off.
Zigsaw Puzzle said, find folks on the PC panel. How do you guys feel about Scotty Barnes' growth over the past few years compared to Cade and Franz? All three got maxes.
All three deserve the max.
Yes.
No, they do not.
Disagree.
No, they do not.
Why not?
Yes, they do. France, you don't think France deserves the max? So,
Bro, we got Tyus Jones
it's
signing a
Cade who
minimum contract.
okay.
Minimum contract because he's a one-way player, right? He's a really good player. Tyus Jones is a one-way, but he's a one-way player, right? He's not a great defender. He's undersized, right? So we're seeing that in the current CBA, it's the haves and the have-nots. And if you're in the middle, you're kind of getting lost. You're getting lost in the weeds. If you're in the middle, you're going to the bottom. There's no more $20 million for Gary Trent Jr.'s. There's no more $15 million for Tyus Jones. There's no more mid-level exceptions.
You either this or you that.
Exactly.
So which players didn't deserve the max?
Cade. 100% Cade.
And the reason why Cade didn't deserve the max is because
Bad Vorp.
It's not because of bad Vorp. It's because of bad team success. Now, I understand why they had to do it. Is because they built the whole thing around him, and I get it. And then the chat, let me ask you, this chat is going to go crazy on this.
Let me ask you a question, Pim. But keep.
No, but look, Franz is a two-way player.
Yes.
He's a fantastic two-way player.
Yes.
Offensively, it doesn't always look as pretty as Cade. I get that. Same thing with Scotty Barnes. Sometimes offensively, it doesn't look as pretty as Cade. But these are legit two-way building blocks. They have absolutely impacted winning at the highest level. They have both been instrumental parts of getting their teams to the playoffs, Scotty in his rookie season and then getting to the play-in. So what they're doing on the basketball court has translated to winning. Now, I'm not holding what's happening in Detroit up against Cade. What I am saying, however, is when you are the highest usage player, the highest minutes player, the leading shot taker, the leading playmaker, the leading turnover guy on one of arguably the worst teams in NBA history, we need to look at you too. Especially when you are also not holding up your end defensively. Cade, when I watched Cade as a college player, especially when I watched him in Montverde, I was like, this guy's going to be legit defensively. I haven't seen that. And you could say it's because he has such a large load on offense, but that's not always to his betterment as well. I'm not saying maybe if we don't play it out a year, he plays himself into this contract. Maybe he'll look like he's worth it 2 years from now. But what he's done to date, between the injuries, between the turnovers, between the efficiency, between the defense, between the lack of shooting progress, all of those things to me scream that he is not a max player. He is a max player as Tobias Harris was a max player. It's not enough because he's a first overall pick and because his game is very silky smooth and a lot of people had a lot of hype about him. People feel differently about it. But there's a type of player that we always tend to overrate. And there's a type of player we always tend to underrate. I guarantee you that vast majority of NBA fans think Cade Cunningham is a better player than Derrick White. I think most people probably think Cade is a better player than Desmond Bane. I think a lot of people probably think Cade is a better player than Malik Monk. You could debate the third one, but you cannot even talk about the first and second one.
Yes, he did.
And it's the same thing with Franz, right? Franz does this incredible stuff to help you win.
Yep.
Right? But it doesn't always look the way you want it to look. And he has some really ugly moments. And the way we are in the social media echo chamber is your worst thing becomes the only thing we talk about for a day. So when you go 0 for 15 like Alex Sarr, now people think he should have been a second round pick and a bum and shouldn't have been drafted. And when Alex Sarr has a 7 for 12 game next year, no one's going to talk about it. So it's either we're going to talk about your 60-point game or we're going to talk about your offer. That's it. And the truth is, that's the thing. Highlights, lowlights. That's where we're at as a basketball culture right now. And that's why guys like Cade get a little bit overrated, because the highlights look great.
Now, can we add, now, before we go any further than that, can we add a little bit? I'm not saying that we got to completely add a bunch. Can we add a little bit of context to that? So they had their lead guard when they first drafted him as a rook, all right? He gets hurt the next year. He has a calf injury, so he basically misses the entire season. Last year, Monty Williams completely had no idea what he was doing with this crew. So would that have anything to do with the development of Cade?
Sure.
I'm 100% confident that it would, because we're talking about a Detroit team as bad as they were, and they were god-awful. I won't argue that they were god-awful, but there were plenty of games that they were in, and they were in those games largely due to Cade and due to his production, him getting downhill, him distributing. Now, what they're also doing in the process of him signing this max deal, because you talked about playing on both sides of the ball, what they're doing is they're building this team around his strengths. That's why they got Thompson. That's why they got Jalen Duren. That's why they got Ivy. So these guys are complementing his game. But the problem is that the other stuff, like the coach, who had no idea what he was doing, makes this guy look worse than what he actually is, when in reality, he is a foundation player, and he is a player that you can build your unit around and get better in the future, just like what they're doing in Toronto with Scotty Barnes, because that's why you got RJ Barrett. That's why you got the kid quickly, right? That's why you drafted Grady Dick. That's why you drafted the guys that you drafted in order to build around his game. And on top of that, your program with your head coach is much better. They didn't have that in Detroit last year, which made Cade look a lot worse than what he actually is, when in reality, he is a foundation player.
I think it just comes down to this. Is he worth $215 million to you? 224 million. 224 million is one of the biggest contracts in NBA history.
Sure.
It is right up there with the types of money that teams are paying guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, right? Guys like this. I mean, I know Tatum's next contract is going to bring him even above that, but that's because of where he is.
Mm-hmm.
So when the rest of the league is paying Ja Morant and Zion, well, not Zion so much, maybe that's a bad example, but Ja Morant, Victor Wembanyama, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, when they're paying them that money and you're paying Cade that money, the gap between those two players becomes very relevant. Now, I understand people saying Monty doesn't know how to coach. He sure the hell looked like he knew how to coach when he was getting the Phoenix Suns to the finals. So I think that he's a very mediocre coach that they overpaid. And maybe this is a peril in maybe when a guy says no, believe him, right? To leave him alone. He made it clear, I'm here for the money. And kudos to him for taking that money. In the end, it hasn't worked for Cade in college. He didn't win in college a lot. And I think everyone said, look at the team around him. Didn't win first year. People said, look at the health. Look at the team around him. You're saying they put Asar around him. They put all these guys around him. But all I hear is, oh, they don't got shooters around him. So what you're basically telling me is you need elite two-way players to compensate for his defense and his offense. Because if his offense was better, like if you replace him with a player like Luka, Pistons are in the playoffs every year. So the gap between him and a real max player like a Luka, which is a super max player, is tremendous. And it's not just defense, it's offense. So right now, I don't think Cade is good enough to be a one-way player. I just don't. I don't think his offense is good enough to be, because like Luka and Jokic, you can get away with it. You're generational offensively. Maybe you don't have to be a great defender. You could still earn your 60 million. But a guy like Jaylen Brown, he's got to play two-way. But you're not gonna be a max player if you don't play two-way. Some guys got to make up they got to up their base.
And to your point, when you're talking about Monty Williams, okay, so Detroit has essentially, in the process of paying him, they've done almost everything to screw this kid up. I mean, this is the third coach in 4 years that they've had. You're going to see a much different player in Cade Cunningham this season, because JB Bickerstaff, one, wants the job. Two, is much better defensively as a coach. So I think he's going to get that out of Cade. Three, that team is going to be much better, just off the strength of what JB Bickerstaff brings to them in terms of schemes, in terms of defense, in terms of playing faster. I think you're going to see a much different I think you're going to see a much different team this season coming up than you saw last season, and that has a lot to do with your program. That's why I'm high on what's going on in Toronto. That's not to say that Cade Cunningham doesn't deserve the money that he got, because I 100% believe that. But I feel like at the helm, that's where the difference is going to be with JB Bickerstaff, because it wasn't like that before he got there with the head coach, with Dwayne Casey, and then with Monty Williams. Now you got JB Bickerstaff. This is his third coach in 4 years. You need some solidarity when you're developing young players, because when you don't have that, the one thing that you can guarantee you're going to do when you keep having these rotation of players, you're going to screw these guys up. That's exactly what you're going to do. So now that you got a guy in JB Bickerstaff who is a damn good coach, not only is he a good coach, you got really good young players, and he's going to be around for a while. I think you're going to see a different Cade, and I think that you do have your foundation player. I can't reiterate that enough.
I hope you're right, but I don't think you are.
All right, fellas, I got to get into these super chats, so let's go ahead and do it. Yep. Tito El Bandito said 2017 Draymond or 2024 Tatum. Oh, wait, it's the same player.
Hey, shout out to Draymond, man. 22nd best player of the 21st century.
Imagine that.
So,
right.
Yeah. Above Jason Tatum. So, hey.
Yeah.
Above Paul Pierce.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Imagine that.
Jay Got Game said, question, where was the concern for Fit when Kawhi was invited on the USA team to replace him with White? And then to hide behind Fit is kind of weak.
No, it's not. Well, the question I'm asking with Kawhi Leonard is, well, what was Kawhi Leonard? This is a guy who just came off injury. He missed the entire playoffs. Not only did he miss the entire playoffs, how much was he going to play during these playoffs? Because we already know who he is anyway in terms of an injury-prone guy. So what exactly was he going to do? He wasn't like he was going to come off the bench and give you 15 or 18 a game like Carmelo Anthony was going to do. What was Kawhi Leonard's role going to be on this team?
You told me. I don't know. I didn't think anyone was saying, oh, Kawhi's there to be Derrick White. But if we were saying that, then I guess. But I don't think anyone was saying that.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's just cap. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
Kawhi's Fit, I thought was going to be just 3-and-D. Simple as that.
You mean like what Derrick White is doing?
So wait a second, Ron. You're telling me a superstar player like Kawhi Leonard can actually be a role player in the 3-and-D on the Team USA?
You mean
that's unheard of?
That's unheard of,
Ron. That's unheard of.
I want to make sure
not possible.
I want to make sure I'm hearing this.
He can't switch up his role.
Because we're talking about the same Kawhi Leonard who came into the league at that and was that for a long time.
Like
then turned into a superstar player.
Well, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's a defensive player of the year to you. Jaylen Brown's a Jaylen Brown.
I didn't say he came in like. I didn't say he came in as a defensive player of the year. I said he was a role player.
Not very good.
Kawhi is a more portable defender. He's a more versatile defender. He's a better defender. Come on, man.
But he's a superstar. He's a superstar.
No one said you can't be a superstar.
You can't be a role player and a superstar at the same time. It's not possible.
Excuse me. I see sure you can be a role player for 9 years.
It's not possible, man.
Scottie Pippen. You can be that's an example of a superstar who's a role player. He can be a role player. Scottie Pippen. I would put Scottie Pippen over Derrick White on this team. 100%. That's one player that I would say, yes, that's a top 50 guy. That guy can be a better Derrick White than Derrick White himself. That's one guy I would put. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's not about just, oh, you can't be good. No.
You guys problem are hyping the hell out of Derrick White. And I love Derrick White, and I love what he brings to the table. But come on, we've been doing this coming for 3 hours.
Who was talking about Russell Westbrook being, I don't know, God knows what?
We're doing Russell Westbrook and Derrick White in this conversation. Those are two completely different conversations. Where we are hyping Derrick White like he's the only one that can do that.
I just think Scottie Pippen could do it.
That is not low, by the way.
I mean, but okay.
So we got to go all the way back to Scottie Pippen to find anybody that can do this better than Derrick White?
No, we were talking Kawhi, but you don't want to hear that.
My 3-year-old son knows Scottie Pippen is better than Derrick White and can be better on his team than Derrick White. That's not rocket science, but I'm saying, like, it's a million other players that can do what Derrick White's doing. And on top of that, we just said it yesterday.
A million?
They don't need Derrick White.
I do feel like you guys
need Kevin Durant. They don't need, come on. Come
I
on.
do think you guys underrate Derrick White, but
No, I don't
You know
underrate
what?
Derrick White. I was saying throughout the whole run that Derrick
Thank-
White was saving Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
yeah, but
But
that's
it's
because you
like,
hate
come
Jason
on.
Thank
Tatum. That's
God that
Oh,
Brad
Make sure we
okay.
clear on that, Paul.
Okay,
Thank
so
God
now do I
that-
hate Derrick White?
No,
Well,
No,
I'm
I
like,
just think
I'm
you.
not
I just think you underrate. I
hate-
just think you
I don't-
underrate the value of what he brings to the table
No,
and how easy it is to replace.
What he
I think you
brings.
underrate.
Look, I'm just happy
on
that
this team,
Joe
it is very
Mazzulla-
easy to replace. Jimmy Butler could do this. We could go down to Dylan. Well, I know Dylan Brooks is Canadian, but Dylan Brooks can do this.
No,
Chris
he
Middleton
can't.
can do this. Yes. Oh
Dylan Brooks.
I can do
Dylan
this.
Brooks.
I
You
can
think
do what he's
Dylan Brooks is
doing.
better than Derrick White?
I never said he's better than Derrick White, but you
You think he's
Derrick
as
White-
good?
Okay, so are we talking about as good? Because if that's the case, then Jaylen Brown's better than Derrick White, and we all know that. So
Okay,
Derrick White
can
can't do what
Dylan
Jaylen Brown
Brooks
can
be
do.
a better Derrick White than Derrick White? This is the Derrick White question.
What
of
I'm trying to
questions.
say is it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It doesn't have to be specifically Derrick White. It's
It's a
role.
Derrick White-like
It's a
role, which is a
role.
3-and-D guard who has the versatility to play multiple positions on the court defensively.
So Team USA
And
wouldn't be
offense.
Team USA without Derrick White and Drew Holiday is what you're saying to me. So really, they're Captain Americas.
Drew
Drew Holiday
Holiday.
and
Drew
Derrick
Holiday
White
is
are
very
gonna
hard
tell
to
you
replace
something.
too. Drew
I
Holiday is
was
very
a
hard to replace.
notorious
This is what I'm saying.
Jalen
So
Suggs
if
hater.
those
Okay,
two weren't on the team,
You are?
this team would not be.
I was.
Would not be Team USA.
I was. I changed my tune.
It would be
Okay,
Team USA. It'd be
because-
different.
Because what look, what I was saying was I was a notorious Jalen Suggs hater. I thought he was massively overrated as a college player. I didn't get it. And then I saw him struggle in the NBA, and I'm like, all right, this guy really is heading for bust territory. And then I saw him shift his game. And this year, I saw great Jalen Suggs, and I saw Jalen Suggs with the potential to shift his career towards Derrick White, which is to say that when you can do what you do on less than 20% usage, and you can be elite at the rim, like Jalen Suggs is a dog defensively. He can guard up 2-3 positions. Great pressure defender. And you can occasionally hit the three, which is what Jalen Suggs is working towards. Man, you're an unstoppable force in terms of creating space for superstars. You got to be a superstar amplifier, right? Draymond, no one ever should have argued that Draymond Green was more talented than, 15 other bigs in the league. Oh, they can score better than him. They could shoot better than him. But ain't no one doing more for Steph than Draymond in his prime. Why? Defensively, offensively, screening, secondary playmaking, all of it. It's a fit. Steve Kerr understands this. That's why Derrick White's on the team. Now, I resent the notion that people, either in the chat or on this panel, really think that Steve Kerr and Grant Hill are dummies because Jaylen Brown decides to make it about Nike. They're not stupid. They're smart people. Grant Hill might have been one of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen in my life. He gets what is happening here. And by the way, he was a superstar who had a lot more in common with Jaylen Brown than he does with Derrick White. And even he understands that the way basketball is going, the way basketball has been going for the last 25 years, you need Derrick Whites on the court. You need guys who do low usage shit, who can be okay at the end of the bench, not getting minutes, being plugged into different rotations, playing different
Jason Tatum.
positions.
But if that's the case, why is he a replacement? Why wasn't he on the team from the beginning? Why is he a replacement? If Grant Hill is
Because
so
health
smart
happens.
that he knew I need Derrick White. He said I needed Derrick White on this team in order for us to have. Why is Derrick White a replacement?
Nobody said you need Derrick White. You said you prefer Derrick White. If Derrick White goes home right now and you just go 11, you're still probably going to win the gold. I got news for you. Jason Tatum's a much better player than Derrick White. If Jason Tatum goes home, they're probably still going to win gold. I got more
Any of
news
these guys,
for you.
any of these guys can go home and they're still winning gold.
Exactly.
Anybody can go home and they're still winning gold.
So
That's
if
what I say
that's the
yesterday.
case,
We had this
then
conversation.
once again, it's the same thing as risk management is a really big thing. And it's not fear, it's risk management. I have to take the absolute easiest personality to manage. What we take no maintenance, low maintenance, high maintenance. What did Steve Kerr used to say about Klay Thompson? He's no maintenance, which means when Klay gets moved down to fourth option, third option, second option, first option, he doesn't care. He's just all about winning. Well, that's Derrick White. Derrick White doesn't care if he plays or doesn't play. I think Jaylen Brown cares if he plays or doesn't play. And I'm not out here psychoanalyzing Jaylen Brown, but everything he's done over the last 2 years in the media and talking about his role, how he doesn't get respected. You think he's just going to come and be the 12th guy or the 11th guy on this team because some guy's better? there's a big gap in terms of where Jaylen Brown thinks Jaylen Brown is and where Steve Kerr probably thinks Jaylen Brown is and where most coaches think Jaylen Brown is. I'm comfortable saying Jaylen Brown's a top 25 player. That's your opinion. I think Jaylen Brown's a top 25 player in the league. I do not think he's a top 15 player in the league. So if the gap between top 25 and a top 45 player like Derrick White and Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown's better, sure, Jaylen Brown is better. If I'm starting a team and we got a fantasy draft, I'm picking Jaylen Brown over Derrick White. 100%. But if I already got 2 stars and I need a 3rd star, I'm picking Derrick White. That's the gap.
All right, y'all. Jay Got Game said question. Where was
this one?
Jay Got Game. I was trying to read your super chat twice because you're one of my favorite people.
Mars, how many timeouts we got? We don't know because we got Coach over here. The ref just came over and told him we don't have any more timeouts.
I'm trying to show Jay some love, but Mars is hating. So Jay,
now I'm hating.
Shout out to Jay, man. Brax the Bandit said KD over JT, SGA over Fox, Giannis over Embiid, Trey over Hallie.
Mm-hmm.
Pin, I don't know who you like, my man. Also, Luncho getting a noogie from everybody in the chat. PC's low, bro. Damn, Luncho.
Yeah.
Damn. Luncho, you ain't have to go out like that. Cam Runko said, laughing my ass off, put a finger down if when somebody says their well thought take, you just repeat it in different words as if it was your own.
That's what this is about.
So everybody's putting a finger down?
I don't get it.
I don't do that, but I know most people do that, and that's fine.
I've probably done that. Yeah, I still take all the time. I don't know anything. I just be regurgitating what sounds cool.
I'll repeat what you say.
It's got me this far.
I'll repeat what you say because I want to make sure I'm understanding your logic. That's all. When you say something, I'll repeat what you say because I want to make sure I'm on the same page with you.
That's not what they mean. They mean repeating other people's takes as if they're your
like
own.
You
not trying to understand it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not a
and
biter.
You just say it as if you came up with
I don't bite rhymes. No, I do not bite rhymes.
I for sure do that.
I appreciate that.
I typically don't do that because most of the time I'll be disagreeing with what people say.
I don't bite rhymes.
I think the chat. I think the chat and probably everyone at home could learn a lot from Chilltown in terms of understanding a disagreement. He always comes at it with even if he completely disagrees with what you're saying, he's like, let me try to understand this before I
just
want to
make sure.
And I like that. And I like that. I love that.
Where you are with it.
I'm trying to learn from that, man, because I don't always do that, but good on you for doing that. That's big.
Thank you.
I don't know, Pin. There's been times I've said things and I'm happy that I'm not in the same room as Chill. I'll put it that way.
That's okay.
I said some things I'm like, yo, that could have got me punched. I'm happy I'm not with you.
Multi-King, who is a Hall of Famer, he sent through a super chat and said, Penn's stance on the PCL is the problem with how judging is done. You are literally supposed to vote for the better points, not your own bias.
I did vote for the better points.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, you definitely said that you did. Sometimes
sucks.
Sometimes the chat isn't going to do that. Sometimes some people in the chat do, but then you got some people that just can't get over their bias. Like, no, it's no way I can vote against that.
Cam Runko said, this guy Penn is killing me. Cade was drafted to the Detroit Pistons. If he was on the Celtics, they would have won a championship last year. Derrick White is not better than Cade. Shaking my head.
Not worth a response. Not worth a response. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's not worth a response.
You've heard some pretty dumb shit in your days.
That's true. That's a Hall of Famer.
It's up there though.
Top 10. Yep. Top 10 dumbest shit.
Well, what about this one from Armando Tejada? Armando said, Ox is talking real ball and Penn is talking theory. This is not 2K. Real people on a court are getting a bucket.
Armando, real equals real dumb.
Damn, Armando. Anime Lecture Hall has been a member for 11 months. Anime said, Ox got this dub. I did run a poll too, and Ox did win the poll on who was winning the topic. Also, is Cade Cunningham a max level player in the NBA? 57% of the people in the chat are saying yes.
Yes, sir. Cade's getting money, man. Let's go.
Oh, we're screwed. We're
I mean,
screwed.
we're not screwed. Detroit's screwed.
I ain't paying them.
No, we are screwed.
We're
We
not
need-
screwed.
we need
It's
to do
just L
textbooks.
Detroit. Right,
Please.
chat? L
Hey,
Detroit.
chill out, man. We winning 45 games this year. Okay, man.
Mars.
What?
We
Of all the
Black man-
bandwagons to
Hey.
get on Mars, why are you taking this float?
I just watched Detroit just to watch them. I'm not.
Bro,
weird.
Detroit don't even got a boat. They got one of those like they got the raft. You got to paddle yourself. That's
Okay,
it's like
that
there's
little
two
rock,
people on it.
Yeah, that's
I
getting to
feel
45 wins.
bad because
Mars.
Detroit is like one of the best basketball cities in the world, and I love their fan base. They hate me, but I love their fan base, and it's sad the brand of basketball they've had to watch for the last 12 years.
Don't worry, that Brandon Boss was gonna get us to 45 wins. We chilling.
Mars.
Never.
When I rig this PCL so you win that $1,000, let's bet on it.
Nah,
And it's belt too.
I'm too young to gamble. But
Wait a minute, Mars.
45 wins.
Okay, Mars, just so we clear, this is the same dude who you vouched for, who told you that I picked my crew, but now he just told you that he's gonna rig it for you to get a stack, but you won't go with that.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Is that what
I
I'm
mean, when
understanding?
I do win,
whoa.
when
Look
I do
who
win,
just
it's gonna be
decided
full
to
risk.
pop in here. It
When I
looks
do
like it's
win,
the
it's
good
That is
old
not low
legend of
down.
Whitney.
That is not low down. That is not low down. That's not him.
No, I'm on my other
Oh, that
computer,
is
so
low
I
down.
can't. Yeah, I can't. I don't have my face cam on. I just want to take the time out to really appreciate Ron and how great of a host he is and how great he is doing. Other people, they try to publicly disdain you and publicly criticize you, and I just don't understand why they do
My
it.
main man.
Us as men,
baby.
we're supposed to do that behind the scenes, not in public.
Yeah, Brian.
Low
Hell
down
yeah.
in the house.
Check you out.
That's all.
Showing love. I see you, boy.
That's all, man. I just want to make sure I did
Keep
that.
going. Keep going, low.
What's up,
Keep
low
going,
down? How
Lo.
you doing, brother? What's going on?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
My
I'm doing
man.
great.
My man,
Lo,
low
is there
down.
anything nasty going on up here at the moment or over the last few hours?
Outside of Ox publicly hating you, no, I don't think there's nothing else going on.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I know that's just ridiculous.
That's his
know,
man too, by the way, Lo. This is
Just hate,
No, it's
just
not
hate.
chill.
No, it's
That's-
not. No, it's not. If he publicly
Yeah.
criticizing him, no, it's not.
Nah.
It's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, he should be doing it behind the scenes. He knows better.
For real.
Oh man, Lo, this passive aggressive shit looks really bad
It's
on
not
you, bro.
passive aggressive at all.
No,
It's
no,
actually
chill.
true.
It's 100%
It's actually
100% passive aggressive.
It's
It
actually
looks bad
true.
on you, Lo. It looks bad
It's
on
actually true. You need to
better-
be doing this behind the scenes.
you. You're better
it-
than this, Lo.
put in
This
a private
passive-aggressive
chat.
shit is terrible. At least your
Come
brother
on,
stood on
Ox.
his nuts.
Put in a private chat, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Put it in a private chat, bro. I don't get it.
Hey, Ox, you got my number, right?
Nah, I did, but then you changed your number and give it to me because you hate me now.
Oh, damn.
That
Okay.
doesn't-
There's
I mean,
there's a
DM me
private
on
chat.
Instagram.
Exactly. You can DM him here. There's so many ways you can communicate to him privately.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just passive aggressive, you know.
And you're a narcissist too, because now you're putting that
Right.
on Ron. So
Right.
on top of that,
I'm not standing on business. I'm passive aggressive.
gaslighting Ron over here. Oh my god.
But all right, that's all I got. I gotta work. I gotta review this video.
Good to talk to you, low down, my man.
Hey, Lo, thank you for
All right,
finally
Lo.
giving me my flowers. I needed this.
Yeah, you need to get your flowers more often publicly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you need to. Unlike some other people on here, Mars and Ox. I don't get it at all. All right.
Ron, you're still an L host. I don't care what Lo says.
Hey, Lo knows, and you don't. Okay. As a matter of fact,
Oh,
you.
man.
Hey, according to Penn, your intelligence just isn't really where it needs to be. I trust Lo's
No, I think Ox is
expertise
smart.
and what he
Whoa,
says.
who? I think Ox
That's
is
not,
smart.
that's not what he said. See, you
I
trying to
was
start
talking
some shit, Ron. See,
Mm.
L host, L host.
I swear with this
Instigating
dude,
hoes.
Joe.
Essentially,
Low back as
I'm
your
gonna swing
defense.
on, I'll swing
No,
on.
I think
essentially what I'm doing is I'm matching Ox's
I swear to
energy.
God.
no,
Okay.
as dumb as I
Since
think. some of the
Ox
people-
doesn't want to keep it private, since you don't want to hit me on the side,
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm
Here
super
we
to
go.
your level, Ox.
Here we go. I'm sorry. Pick you were making a point. I apologize.
No,
Ron's
I'm
an
good.
asshole, man.
Get going.
Julius Irvin sent through a super chat. He said comparing Luka to a year 2 player is insane. Luka missed the playoffs with Kyrie. Cade got high praise on USA last summer. Franz and Barnes, not even number 1 options. Meanwhile, Cade top 10 in double teams faced.
Luka was better when he played in the EuroLeague before the NBA than Cade has ever been. Move on.
I do agree with that. No, I do agree with that. But Luke is just generational.
Like EuroLeague MVP. Y'all,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the word. I'm gonna say the word dumb again, but it's dumb. I love how these people should be spending their money to say some dumb shit. That's good. That's good. Keep spending.
Hey, keep going. Hey,
Keep
chat,
going.
Keep going. Ayo Germ became a member today. And also, we've seen a couple super chats from him, but he also became a member too. My man Cam Runko became a member as well. You should follow in Cam's footsteps and become a member as well. And if you don't decide to become a member, so be it. Just like the video and subscribe as well. Drink More Water, one of our longest tenured members, one of our best subscribers, and one of our best chatters and super chatters as well. He said both Ox and Penn are right. Just a difference of philosophy, like when some coaches foul up 3 versus not fouling. The outcome will determine if the decision was right or wrong. I'm on Ox side though.
Yes, I mean, there's so many philosophies you can have going to the game of basketball. So it's just like, what do you prefer?
And just in case this comes back later, I do want to say I didn't mean an open layup. I shouldn't have said open layup. I meant like if they gave you an open, like an open lane to go for a layup, but the paint was still contested. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like a wide open layup underneath the basket. Okay.
Well, for what it's worth, fellas, I'm like in the middle, like Mars, and I just think Penn's a whole lot smarter, so I'm gonna side with Penn.
Here we go, Ron.
That's fair. That's
no,
fair.
it's not fair. This is the shit I'm talking. This is what you just got finished talking about, Big Ox, with him starting something. This is him.
All I said was
this is your man.
Jill, I stated my opinion.
I'm sick of you, Ron. Get to the super chats. I'm sick of you, Ron.
Almighty Lambo said, this is literally just 2 coaches with different styles arguing about whose style of decision making is better. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
No doubt. No doubt.
Fair enough.
Just make sure you skin that cat. That's it. Find your way and skin that cat.
Testament. Sort of the brain right.
Focus, Ox. Focus, Ox.
No doubt. Yeah.
Context Clues said, so Penn, do you think the only reason Jaylen Brown was off the team is because of fit?
I think it had something to do with it. And I think, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think that's the only reason. You want to say the reason? It's it's probably, it's not just basketball. It's also probably the ego and maybe thinking that he is much better than certain players on the team. Does he think he's better than Devin Booker because he has a championship and a finals MVP? Because maybe Steve Kerr doesn't think he's better than Devin Booker. And I think a lot of people would agree that he's not better than Devin Booker. He's not better than Anthony Edwards. And so, yeah, maybe there's a philosophy that in order to win, you need everyone to buy in and be on that same page where the team success comes above everything else. And that's not to say that Jaylen Brown did not sacrifice for the team at previous points and stuff, but I just think that his energy right now, I'll take the low maintenance Derrick White. So it's not just about fit on the court. It's also off the court. It's also a lot of stuff like that.
All right, y'all. Moving along. The next super chat I got is from Divine. Divine said, nice profile picture too, Divine. Is that you dunking? Show it. I see you. Mm-hmm. He said Cade shot 48% on middies on 250 attempts. You can say whatever about that, but that is shooting progress, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is shooting progress. Still a bad shot.
All right.
It's 0.98 points per possession. What are we talking about, man? Sometimes y'all need some basketball.
I think it's 0.96.
There is a time and place for basketball. 100% there is.
Oh shit, it is.
But typically, I think we should just shoot the open shot. You know what I'm saying? The first open shot, the first good look. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in the mid range, layup, 3-ball, and basketball, y'all.
Kamari said they're gonna have Cooper Flag and care for JB.
Nobody cares for JB.
Yeah, nobody's gonna care about JB. Gotcha.
The D is the other way, Ron.
Thank you.
Mad dyslexic, bro.
I never said I was more intelligent.
Focus, Ron.
I just said that Penn's more intelligent than you. Tito El Bandito said Derrick White is greater than Team USA's water boy. Oh, that's crazy.
Shout out to Jason Tatum, man.
Yo, that's
Yo, they doing JT dirty.
Well, hold on. See a picture of JT just on the bench like this.
Hey man, I mean, I think he played his role well, so I'm not gonna hate on him.
All right, another super chat from Cameron Cole. He said, point about Cade/Boston is that he is a top 10 PG with the defensive tools to be great on a great defensive team. Derrick White as a lead guard on Detroit would be a bottom in the league.
They are bottom in the league.
Which was your point about Cade?
Mm-hmm.
They are bottom in the league. There's no way in hell you're telling me that.
The capability of defense, though.
Multi Kenny said Penn showing why he's winning Group 4.
That's the swipe and gifted group, right?
Mhm.
I don't think Penn's done a good job of getting the chat on his side before Sunday. So even if he does win, I don't know if the chat gonna vote for him. But
I'm not too concerned with the results. All I need to know in my mind is when I read it back that I won the debate. If I could show it to an unbiased person, they say you won, I won.
Don't trip too much, Pin, because like this round, these rounds right here is just for seeding. So you know what I mean. In the other part, it'll be judge voting too. So
I'm about to get the 8th seed like the 99 Knicks, eh? All right.
Well, there's 6. It's gonna be 16. It's gonna be 16 seeds though. So
yeah, but Western Conference, Eastern Conference.
Was I doing it wrong? It's not 1 to 16. It's 2 conferences.
Yeah, one to 16.
I'm gonna be
1 through 16. So like March, March Madness, like March Madness.
Yes,
I'm gonna pull out my Latrell Sprewell New York jersey. Just wear that 99 Knicks energy all the way through. All right.
Julius Irvin said no. What's dumb is you saying a player averaging 23 and 8 in year 2 is worse than a role player Malcolm Brogdon and Monk. You the only guy who thinks this, fool.
You said Malcolm Brogdon?
I didn't say Malcolm Brogdon. Who's you talking about?
I didn't say Malcolm Brogdon either.
Also, being in year 2 isn't relevant to who's better right now. I've always hated when people say that.
But let's keep
who's in year 2.
Cade's in year 3, but
technically he's in year 3.
Yeah. But it's never made sense. Just because someone's doing this in year 3 doesn't mean he's better than someone in year 9.
Cade's been a really advanced basketball player for a very long time. Just
Cam Runko said Penn baited me into my last super chat.
Yes.
Good work.
Football Breakdown said Penn is unbelievably condescending. God damn.
Guilty. I'm working on it.
No, you don't.
Not in this episode, but when I'm off this episode, I'm working on it.
Mo said, all right, chill. We'll catch you later.
Later, fellas. Tomorrow.
Merry Christmas.
Out.
All right, chill.
Mo said no Cade on this list is crazy. He was talking about the USA team.
The Team USA team.
Yeah, the 2028 projected team. Melo Williams said Giannis is literally going 1 versus 5 every game.
That's tough.
Agreed.
He's gonna make some more Greek babies.
Adam West said, let me pick the topic, Ron. Absolutely, Adam. I'll add you to the group.
It's gonna be all about Steve Francis
and all that. Hey, man.
I'd rather a Steve Francis topic than what they're giving me, but hey, well.
Mars, you actually got good topics. You really did. You actually got the Pirates should be the one complaining
last week was crazy. This week, I think the one of the topics is unfair in my favor.
Ron, did I lose the coin toss?
What coin toss? We'll talk about this.
Okay.
We'll talk about this.
I personally love my topics for tomorrow. I think they're pretty dope.
I'm interested to just see how one of them plays out because I want to see it.
And yes, Penn, unfortunately, you did lose the coin toss. Brax the Bandit said, is this pen, pencil, or crayon? Spam your answer.
I don't know where this pencil thing came from, but good on y'all. It kept y'all entertained for like.
Low started it, I think Low started it. He was the one spamming pencils in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think the spam and the pencils part caught like he thought it would though.
No, he said everyone spam pencils. I seen like a couple of pencils.
Ox, are you hating on Low?
100% hating on Low because I'm 100% hating on Low. I don't like the passive aggressiveness from Low. It's kind of like, bro, say what you're saying, man. Stand on your nuts. That's what I do.
He's just mad that I cooked him the last time, and the chat was bugging on him, right?
Hey,
cooked him on the clay topic.
You didn't cook Low.
Yes, I did.
Never cook. You could never.
That's the second person to do so.
Every person in the chat
never cooked
he
Low.
got
Pirate for sure did.
Mars, you've never cooked Low. I've never seen Low get cooked.
You have definitely seen Low get cooked.
He's literally the best panelist that's ever
touched. It's not Zephyrudar. It's not Zephyrudar film, man. He got cooked. cook.
You know,
Hey,
like that time was it was Jaylen or Fluent, and they were cooking somebody, and I believe me and Mars start dropping Canadian flags. The whole chat start dropping Canadian flags.
We got motion, yeah.
That's chat
I'm telling
motion.
y'all-
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
telling
That's
y'all,
chat motion.
Low is literally 56-0, like the women's team USA.
Bro, I seen Pirate cooking, man. I seen it.
Let's be clear. Penn did not cook me because
Yes,
come
you
to
got
find
cooked.
come to find out literally a week later, both Draymond and Curry are now talking about leaving the Warriors, as I told him was going to happen. I've already told Ox how I feel. He's acting as if like I didn't say it. I just think that it's very hypocritical that you all criticize Ron publicly, like literally all the time. Yet when somebody else says the exact same thing, now you all of a sudden y'all get your panties in a bunch. Me and Mars have never matched up one-on-one, so I don't know. But to be fair, every single time I match up with somebody, they've lost to me in a
Penn
debate.
is Pensari
So
to think. So think about what you're saying. Is the best thing you got is crayons and pens in the chat? What are you in grade 2?
I didn't put crayons in the thing. What?
You put a pencil in the chat.
Oh yeah, I put a pencil in the chat, but I didn't put no pens
Are
and
you
crayons.
projecting? Are you projecting
pencil?
your pencil?
What's a pencil? You don't use pencils?
I don't use pencils.
You've never used a pencil before?
That was low.
I haven't used the
What
pencil
is
since
going
grade
on?
school, bro. I use pens because shit I say is solid. I don't know what you're on. I'm good going with ink.
I guess. I don't
so
know.
confused. All I know, Pirate cooks low. That's all I know.
I've never lost a debate, so that's kind of tough.
Facts, Low.
Shout out Pirate, man. We all seen it.
Hey, y'all up here trying to hate on Low is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying
Doing it publicly too is ridiculous. I just don't understand it.
Come on,
No,
y'all.
that's-
We have a
that's-
private
that's how we
chat.
do.
300,000.
Hey, all I know, I ain't made no
private chat.
videos hating on anyone publicly, man.
Put your pencils in the
way.
chat, man. Put your pencils in the chat.
Damn.
You
That's
child,
crazy.
man. You're a child. You're
Put
a
the
grown-ass
pencil.
child.
Put the pencils in the chat.
That's insane, yo. That's crazy. Hey, Penn, for what it's worth, never mind. I'll just move on.
I ain't gonna lie.
I gotta get to these
I ain't gonna lie. You addressing that is crazy because you know they're just gonna spam pencils moving forward. That's tough, man.
I'm not like you. I don't have thin skin. I don't care. You understand?
Why did you bring it up then if you have thin skin?
You understand? This is not my real life. Like I'm not
Open
sitting here
gyms
like,
on
oh
next,
my
guys.
god,
Open
the
gyms
chat
on-
is upset with me.
Why
I'm
did
so
you
mad.
bring it? Why'd you bring it up then if you don't? Why did you bring it up?
Oh, because I wanted to talk about your beta ass.
But I was right with the whole the
Tap into
Klay
open
Thompson.
gyms, tap into open gyms.
You were wrong.
Oh.
You were absolutely wrong.
Steph
Open
Curry and
gym is
Draymond
somewhere
literally
on
are about to leave. They literally said it a week later. They both literally said they don't want to play for a bottom feeding team. They both said it.
You want to know
Low
a real
pin.
sign of low
Low
intelligence?
Pin. I would love to let you guys get this off. We got to get to open gym next. Low and Pin, you guys both have an invite next week on whatever day you want to choose. And I promise you, I'll shut up, Chill will shut up, and Mars will shut up, and Ox just won't be here. But
you could also
I
just
gotta
have an
read
invite to open gym right now. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, y'all could do that too. That'd
Could
be
just-
neat.
you know.
Thickest Pilot 9 said, ladies, you're both beautiful. I don't know if that was to Low and Pin or to Pin and Ox, but you guys are all beautiful. Lynn Drawn said Pin was damn damn
shot against PG versus OKC a bad shot? Well, now Penn's not here because you kicked him off the stage.
Oh well, when he's on open gym next, you can ask him that question. Cam Runko said Ox cooked the hell out of Pin. Cam Runko also said this the problem, the Pin too smart for his own good. And Cultured Bandit said play the damn ad, Ron, please. I think he was saying that they cut somebody off when they were talking, but I won't do that anymore. That is just that's unpolite. But anyways, what is polite is for you guys to like this video on the way out and going to open gym and liking that video on the way in. I would love to see Low and Pin pull up to open gym, so we'll just have to see about that. Shout out to Low, never winning or never losing the debate. Oh, multi Kenny said Low in his